so it say. Think the moon is on its way. None of you.
When you rinse first with Plax, normal everyday brushing takes on a whole new meaning. Plax, clinically shown to remove more plaque than brushing alone.
I'm taking them to the station tomorrow. You can have them. Because I was going to bring them to one of the churches or something, but you need them. All right, you want them, and there's toys, too, in the bag.
Okay.
All right? Come by the station. I'll put your name on the bags. You can have them, okay?
I was supposed to go there tomorrow anyways.
Well, come there tomorrow after 4 o'clock. I'll give you the clothes for the kids, all right? Just stay here in the house and don't open the door to Caesar. Because we're going to end up being back here, and then someone's going to get locked up. Don't take our kindness for weakness now, all right?
Say bye-bye.
She's claiming she has no money, that he keeps selling the baby.
The TV game show.
Oh, bless you.
Buzzer invites you to celebrate 75 years of TV's greatest game shows.
Boy, oh boy.
From fashion fads to newsmakers.
Oh, yeah.
Movers and shakers.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Plus, rare shows, special surprises, and all the games you know and love.
Yes, sir.
Come celebrate with us all year long. Only on Buzzer. Let's play.
I'll be there, I swear.
Now we have enough time, panel, to see if we can't stick you once tonight. So will our next challenger come in and sign in, please? Manuel. Nadell, is it? Let me figure. Guarda. Manuel Guarda. All right. Manuel Guarda. And this is the panel. Will you look at them, sir?
Manuel.
I feel sorry for you. Now come with me, please.
Emmanuel
We're a little bit
and
short
John.
of time tonight, so that we will dispense with their chance to get a close look at you, and I will just ask immediately if you know how we score this operation, do you?
Yes.
Good. Then let's let the folks at home and the people here know exactly what your line is. All right. We're a little bit short of time, panel, so very quickly I will tell you that Mr. Guarda is self-employed, and we'll begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallen. 3 minutes to go.
Senor, is there anything instructive or educational about what you do?
No. No, I would not directly. That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Allen.
Is there a product involved in what you do?
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Is it exciting what you do?
Yes.
Do you ever wear clothes other than what you're wearing now when you perform your service or your work?
Yes.
Are they very gay in color, as a rule?
I don't know. I'd have to leave this to you.
Well, may I change it, John?
Yeah, all right. You want to change
May
it?
I ask if you work?
Requesting permission to engage.
When you buy a new lawnmower, you want to believe that each one will be the last you'll ever have to buy. But in time, it becomes painfully clear that not all lawnmowers are engineered to last. Knowing this, why would you settle for anything less than a Honda? Year after year, the right tool for mowing the lawn.
Well, it says here to wear green to win, and I've been winning wearing green.
I also noticed you got Duracell batteries in your bingo computer. Is that also a superstition?
That's a fact. They last long.
You use the tester, huh?
I bet them.
You leave nothing to chance.
No, sir. That's the reason I use Duracell.
Do you have any ideas why Duracell batteries last so long? What sign do you think the president of Duracell is?
A Scorpio.
Scorpio? Why?
Definitely. Because the Scorpio are the people who knows how to make good sense.
Duracell. No other battery lasts longer.
With the moon and maybe in Leo and Taurus.
And you know, in terms of a screenplay, so many screenplay writers seem to have learned how to write screenplays by looking at millions of other movies, so they know the structure so well that we know the structure too. So we can say, okay, here's where we are. We can walk in the middle of a movie and almost know what's going to be next in a lot of routine movies. This one had the spontaneity of life itself, and that was what was terrific about it. Our next category is for the best original song, and it wasn't too many years ago that Gene and I were singling out this category for some of our selections for the worst nominations of the year, because the Songwriters branch of the Academy was operating like a private club nominating its own insiders.
Well, I think you're about 60% right, because there were 3 of the 5 songs that I actually had heard of, but when the nominations list came out, that's usually about 3 more, as you said. And your pick for best song, Say You, Say Me, Lionel Richie from White Nights.
That's right. And you would vote for...
Not would, will. Want to.
Have voted for Surprise, Surprise from a chorus line.
Yeah. I always pick a song in this category that I think is really in the movie and not just stuck onto the end credits like a lot of songs are. And although I like The Power of Love from Back to the Future as the best song, I think it's a wonderful song. Whenever I hear it on the radio, I turn it up. I still think that within the movie, Surprise, Surprise from a chorus line, written by Marvin Hamlish and Ed Kleban, which is written new for this film, is really in the spirit of the show, in the spirit of the movie, and that's why I'm voting for it. We get the sense of surprise that these faceless kids in the chorus can really perform. Greg Burge is the dancer in this scene.
First time we made love, it was a great deal. I was too scared to feel nervous from trying. Next time we made love, still we would not hit like on the face. Is it everyone's lying? But then we did it again, and I forgot to be scared, I guess, 'cause when we did it again, I closed.
Don't miss the bus for the #1 movie in America.
I should probably tell you that I have my driver's license revoked.
What for?
Speeding?
It's an edge-of-your-seat thrill ride. Come on! The theater needs seat belts for speed. A summer season masterpiece.
Very exciting, Jack.
The movie of the year.
How many lives you got, man?
Keanu Reeves.
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer. At the Money Store, qualified homeowners can now refinance their mortgages with a rate as low as 5.25%. But this special adjustable rate program is only available till December 31st. Call the Money Store right now to refinance your home and get some additional cash, even if your credit is less than perfect. This special 5.25% program is only available till December 31st. So call the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Hurry up! Yes! The irresistible Honey for Honey Nut Cheerios will finally be mine!
Not if I can help it, Yellow Jacket.
Oh, keep him busy, boy.
I don't think so.
I'm saying it's
okay, well, I loved it.
I know you're fine. I'm telling you that when they play music in this movie, it's terrific.
And they play a lot of music.
And when they talk, and they talk a lot, it isn't terrific.
It is
it's
great
predictable.
because what I like, it's not predictable.
Oh.
One of the things I like was the fact they bring it all up to the supernatural level. That's daring. To not just
it's
make...
not really supernatural. The kid went to Juilliard School of Music, so that's not supernatural,
It's
that's
pretty
real.
supernatural that he's playing his guitar against the devil. I think you'll give me that.
Well, they just throw in the devil just for an excuse. They just
that is
throw him in.
one of the most wonderful examples of reasoning that I've ever heard from
Thank you.
It's not supernatural. They just throw in the devil.
That's right.
Next at the movies, a love story about 2 lonely people and some turtles that are not nearly lonely enough.
Nobody's interested in turtles. Except the keeper. And me. And you.
Donkey Kong, the arcade sensation. And now you can play it at home.
Hang on, sweetheart! I'm gonna save ya!
Now you can play Donkey Kong on your ColecoVision, Atari VCS, or Intellivision video game system. Donkey Kong has multiple screens, just like the arcade game.
You're not gonna stop me, you stupid ape!
Play Donkey Kong on your ColecoVision, Atari VCS, or Intellivision video game system.
Don't worry, darling! I'll save you!
These are going to be gone. These are going to be sold out. We also have something we have never offered on late night here on our show. We have the Special Olympics Maple Bear tonight. We have only 40 of them. Only 40 of them. Those are going to sell out in the next hour. We have a special tie-dye deal coming up, too. If you want in on this, at $6.99, this is your chance. with the new information on Princess Bear that just came out, it is imperative that you get this, in my opinion. Imperative if you are collecting Beanie Babies, and that's what I mean, if you're collecting. If you're not collecting Beanie Babies, then it doesn't matter. But if you are, get Princess now. You'll thank me later, I promise you. You'll thank me later.
Get Aaron now.
This goes without saying. When these are gone, that's it. These are the only errands we got. Special delivery today. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Original terrifying story of a maniac and a man who lived after death, lived on human blood, took the form of a vampire bat, and lured innocent girls to a fate truly worse than death.
Killer? What's he done to you, dearie? Tell me.
He came to me. He opened the thing in his arm, and he made me drink.
$7,000.
She says $7,000. All right, Heather, we have a showcase for you. Here it is. Your showcase contains prizes designed for the do-it-yourselfer. For instance, you won't have to look for entertainment for your party because you can do it yourself with this new singing machine. Sing along with the singing machine like the professionals sing and record with a big band. 40 songs, great for parties, the singing machine. And you can give up buying vegetables when you grow your own in this new greenhouse. For the hobbyists, this Sunray 8 feet by 6 feet greenhouse with redwood frame, entry door, plant tables, all you need are plants and a green thumb from California Greenhouse Controls Corporation. Then, if you are tired of going out for dessert, stay home and build one yourself with this new soda fountain. From GA Systems Incorporated, a home soda fountain. Everything you need to dispense your favorite sodas. Syrups plus carbonated water. With a GA Systems soda fountain, you can have a ball. Of course, if you are tired of having a travel agent plan all your trips, plan them yourself. And take your next trip in a new motorhome. This 21-foot fully self-contained Odyssey motorhome sleeps 4 comfortably. Features stove, refrigerator, dinette, and more. Built on a Toyota chassis, plus these options: AM/FM cassette, electronic furnace, roof rack and ladder, and California emission. And this showcase, containing prizes designed for the do-it-yourselfer, can be yours if the price is right. All right, Heather, I am going to give you a moment to give this a little thought, and then I want you to give me your bid on this showcase.
$15,000.
$15,000 even. And from down there we have a bid of $7,000 even. And we will find out which one of them has bid better in just a moment. But right now, we want to do a little business for you.
Chocolate cream Oreo. This is war. And the enemy?
Those new M&M's minis?
Bingo. It's time to let them know who's boss.
The president?
No, us.
Oh.
Now go up there and get that tube. Hurry up.
Hey, look.
Listen up, you little...
Uh-oh.
Tons of chocolate candy packed in colorful tubes. New M&M's minis. They're headed your way.
So, how are you at apologies?
We are so sorry.
Beyond man's vision, but not his reach. It is the most mysterious and awesome point in the universe, where the here and now may be forever.
On my ship, you ask.
It is unavoidable, moving through space, swallowing everything in its path. Radio waves, light.
Are you programmed to speak?
Even planets.
Rather sharply, if you don't show up, you're a deserter, and then look out. Okay, guess we leave that there for a bit.
We'll hide the next one for just a moment here, and we'll see if we can
trick you again.
All right, this next story is in the form of an eyewitness account of an important news event. Here's part of the description. Quote, "From the outer darkness, these points of light looked like drops of flame suspended from the jets and ready to fall out every moment."
Halley's Comet.
That's what I was going to say.
Good guess, but not correct. The audience at home now is being advised by print on the screen as to what the answer is, what the event was.
Would you like me to read that again?
Yes, please.
From the outer darkness, these points of light looked like drops of flame suspended from the jets and ready to fall out every moment.
Looks like they're going to need another...
Give another clue. Many scurrying by in the preoccupation of the first moment failed to see them, but the attention of those who chanced to glance that way was at once arrested.
The first gas lamps.
First gas lamps.
Very good guess.
Very good guess.
No.
Very close, but...
keep going in that
How
direction.
about the first electric light bulb?
Well, actually, it was the first electric street lights reported in the New York Tribune of September 5th, 1882. New York Herald here.
Edison's illuminators.
Edison's illuminators. The first district brilliant with the incandescent lamp. The isolated system is a successful operation. Look at these squigglies here, Steve. They're interesting.
Lisa Jou's curves. I don't know who Lisa Jou was.
Never met her, no.
She had a lot of fine curves.
She had a lot of... Now, these actually have to do with the story on the phonograph. And it says here, I will show you the experiments of Lisa Jou, and these are schematic vibration pictures from the tuning fork vibrations at different notes.
Fascinating. You have another one, John?
Yes, we have another one, too. Let's see. For this story, why don't we let them look at the newspaper, since I think it'll give them enough trouble anyway. As you can see, this event took the entire front page, except for some advertisements on the first two columns and a half. I'll read the headlines. We'll see if you can figure out the story. Here are the headlines. The great battle here's the great battle at Richburg, Mississippi, 105 miles from New Orleans.
I will let the audience at home and in the studio see what that is.
Championship. It's all on Flores.
These sort of core elements of violence are appealing to people in the same way that they are in television and movies and in other mediums as well. So I don't think it's going to go away.
We're all here trying to make life a little bit better, a society a little kinder and a little softer. And to that extent, selling these ultra-violent video games sets the stage for a generation of other individuals that are desensitized to violence or desensitized to defaming and dehumanizing individuals. We all have a responsibility to do something about that.
If you were to try to artificially change the standards for gaming, it would simply move offshore. You'd end up with an industry leaving the United States and working somewhere else to no benefit, because ultimately we're not going to be a successful Puritan enclave.
There's a bright silver lining to the debate right now about violence in games and politics, and that is that the country is aging and the country is gaming. And at a certain point, us 20 and 30-year-olds who are gamers for life, we're going to be the people in positions of power. We're going to be the politicians. We're going to be the Leland Yees of tomorrow. We're going to get it. We're not going to have these knee-jerk reactions based on totally unscientific arguments. So over the long haul, demographics are going to answer the problem. Over the long haul, all the adults and all the voters and all the politicians in this country are going to be people who played games as kids.
Every time there's a new form of entertainment, that's what a lot of people look towards. The comic book industry went through this in its early stages. Movie industry went through this for a while, and it's just video games' turn right now.
Kids Meal World. It's just for kids. Try and hang on to your hamburger or catch a crispy nugget through the fry tunnel. Time to chill out. It's going to be a frosty ride. Wendy's Kids Meals are just for kids, and so is what's inside.
Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth.
She believed in her dreams.
Bookworm has asked to seek your hand in marriage.
I think my dream is pointing me down another path.
Followed her heart.
What are you doing here?
I had to see you again.
And found a love that changed the world.
Let the spirits of the earth guide you. I love him, Father.
Bravo!
In 1996, Disney's all-new 33rd full-length animated motion picture comes to video. with music by Academy Award winner Alan Menken and lyrics by award-winning lyricist Stephen Schwartz.
Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain?
Pocahontas.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
Coming to video in 1996.
In the tradition of Christmas past, Zales brings you the Christmas present. Gifts with style. There's just enough time to find a gift she'll truly love at Zales. Diamonds, 14-karat gold, gemstones, and more. The right styles at the right prices. So hurry, Zales Christmas presents. Buy now and pay nothing until April of '87 at Zales.
Sign has to be spotted. Will you sign in, please, ma'am? Lee? Chona? LaClaire, is that right? Is it Miss or Mrs.? Miss Lee LeClaire, then. And where are you from? Huntington, West Virginia? Well, it's nice to have you here. Don't be too nervous about this, and don't worry about it, because you'll get out of here all in one piece. I promise you that. But would you be good enough to walk down in front of the panel now and let them get a closer look at you?
You won in the Miss Universe contest, buddy. Hello, Mr. Clare. How are you?
Hello.
All right, over here, if you will, Miss LeClaire, and sit down next to me. And I would ask you, first of all, if you are familiar with our scoring system on What's My Line, are you?
Yes, I am.
Fine. If you're familiar with the scoring system, let's let both people at home and those who are here in the theater with us know exactly what your line is. All right. You're all set, Miss LeClaire. We will announce that you are salaried and begin the general questioning with Miss Kilgallen.
Miss LeClaire, does what you do give people pleasure or make them feel better? You seem to have made this audience feel better already.
Well, I would say some it does, not all of them.
Do you deal with both sexes?
Yes.
Are they human beings?
Now, we might, if I may intrude here, we are in an area which can be both narrow and broad. In the broader sense, I think Miss LeClaire might be described as dealing with both sexes. In the narrower concept, I think we would tend to say that she dealt with one sex.
Wow. Well, shall we play it broad or narrow, panel? All right, it's one sex. Mostly. Would you say mostly one sex?
Yes.
Well, there we go again. It would be entirely dependent on the concept.
I see.
In one concept, you would tend to restrict the association to one sex. In the other, the broader concept involving the whole community, as it were, you would have the two sexes.
All right. Then in the broader concept, what you do...
The taste of fresh hamburgers, like Wendy's, the best burgers in the business.
It has to last. I'm Bob Mills. I'm a makeup artist for the motion picture industry. Before, I used to have to retouch lipstick after every take. Not anymore. Max Factor's lasting color bonds in the moisture on your lips and gives color that lasts. It stays on and on. You don't have to retouch it. It's wonderful. It's the longest lasting lipstick of Max Factor's I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of lips.
Max Factor. Makeup that performs.
What if buying other stuff was like buying a car?
Oh, no. You don't want that fish.
This fish here comes with a special rebate.
A fish rebate?
Yeah, that's right. But it's only good till 6 o'clock.
I want that skipperjack.
Yeah, well, how do you want to finance this fish?
Finance it? But with GM value pricing, there are no rebates, no confusion.
We also have a remarkable selection of pre-owned fish.
Pre-owned?
Yeah, they're right there here.
They're like used? Now, shopping for a car doesn't have to be like shopping for a car.
When one of these volunteers gets a cold or allergy, should she take a medicine that can cause drowsiness or Sudafed 12-hour? It relieves nasal congestion all day and lets you stay alert. Sudafed 12-hour.
I designed the games in the Game Time Watch.
This is the rare, early yellow button version. Know your history. G4, TV for gamers.
An aggressive new grille, unique interior, firmer Eurotune suspension, vehicle skid control. Introducing the limited edition RX Silver Sports. If you're looking for an SUV, it appears there's only one logical choice, until you realize that the Silver Sport also comes in black. Save $1,800 on the RX Silver Sport for a limited.
Inside this strange, forbidding plantation, on the edge of the death-laden bayous, there is a horror beyond belief. A scientist turns his cobalt rays on the revolting, scaly monarchs of the swamps to transform men into hideous, living gargoyles, whose faces must be forever hidden from human sight.
You didn't have to hit him. Quickest, simplest way, Doctor. But these are people. You don't handle them like animals.
Beverly Garland as the unwelcome visitor, haunted by the fear that the man she loves has become one of them.
What are you doing? I'm not leaving here, Mrs. Hawthorne, until I get the answers to the questions that brought me here. What have you done with my husband?
Lon Chaney as the hook-armed, hate-maddened Cajun.
I'll kill you, alligator man! Just like I'd kill any four-legged gator!
Suspense that will clutch you like quicksand. Pulling you down into bottomless depths of suffocating horror.
Everyone, PlayStation 2, the only place to play.
Finally. Destructo is now complete. Destructo, come to me.
Entering attack mode.
Attack mode.
Attack mode.
No,
attack
Destructo.
mode.
No.
Attack mode.
Hold.
Attack mode.
No, Destructo, hold.
Attack mode.
This is Pitfall, the smash hit video game by Activision that everybody wants for the Atari video computer system, with scorpions, tar pits, and rolling logs, with underground passages and cobra rattlers, with swamps, hungry crocodiles, and lots more. Don't miss Pitfall, the smash hit that everybody wants. Get it before they're all gone. Pitfall, designed by David Crane. Don't miss it.
In love with him?
I can't wait.
Because you know how to make me fall in love with him.
Like this man that you love to protect you and take care of you, huh?
Yeah.
You want this golden, shining, powerful warrior to build a fortress where you can hide in. So you don't have to ever you don't ever have to be afraid, or you don't have to feel lonely. You never have to feel empty. That's what you want, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, you'll never find him.
And for those of us who've seen the film, we know that the sex and the violence, and most important, the emotion of that film gets much more intense. As with Midnight Cowboy, I believe a majority of people found the X rating on Last Tango in Paris to be entirely appropriate. Indeed, it could be argued that the existence of the X rating back then allowed the film to be released in this country in its purest form, the way the director, Bernardo Bertolucci, wanted it to be made. Unfortunately, as the years wore on, as the makers of explicit sex films exploited the X with the XXX and all that stuff, major film companies shied away from the X rating, believed it tainted a film with a dirty label. And as some of these film companies were bought by bigger film companies, none of them wanted their shareholders to say, you're releasing dirty movies. Also going on at the same time, nervous Nelly theater owners refused to book X-rated films. And frankly, some prudish newspapers and TV and radio stations began refusing to run ads for X-rated movies. The result? A combination of forces that has turned the X rating from something valuable into something dreaded. Film companies want nothing hotter than an R because an X rating limits their ability to make money. Who destroyed their X rating? A lot of faint-hearted people, from film companies to newspapers to theater owners. In my opinion, it's too bad. The X could have been a badge of distinction. Instead, it's become a badge of seediness.
And you mentioned that The Midnight Cowboy was eventually rated R. Well, of course, 10 years after Last Tango in Paris came out, it went to the rating board again and again was rated X. Now, that's proof, I think, that in today's climate, or any time during the last decade, Last Tango in Paris, one of the 5 or 6 best movies I've ever seen in my life, could not have been released in America because of the MPA.
Hey, man, you know what it's like cruising with a slice of pizza? All that gooey stuff goes everywhere. But not a new Hardee's Pizza Pocket, man, because it's not a slice. So it doesn't make a mess. It just makes you feel, good. See, like the only place that the mozzarella and pepperoni goes is in your mouth, not like slices. Hey, Tony, looking good, man. What's happening? Hey, nice decoration, man. Good stuff.
Highway to Heaven, weekdays at 3.
El universo del espíritu. México, la Meca, Delfos, Sri Lanka, Tebas. El hombre buscando la respuesta a la gran pregunta. El universo del espíritu. Una respuesta al porqué de tantos dioses y religiones. En su kiosco el segundo libro, Jerusalén.
Now you can say goodbye to the installation fees when you order a US West service. Announcing the US West free installation celebration. This is your best chance to get caller ID, call waiting, voice messaging, and more. For home, for business, for free. So join the party. Call now toll-free for the US West free installation celebration. Party favors not included.
At the dawn of the 21st century, terrorism no longer knows national boundaries. Terrorist organizations operate with impunity in virtually every country in the world. While governments and security forces do their best to halt the flow of arms to terrorists, weapons still move across international borders with ease. And there are always those willing to look the other way for a price. Each day, the connections between terror groups around the world grow stronger. They trade resources, expertise, personnel, and arms, all in the interest of creating more havoc. And if guns flow from country to country today, will weapons of mass destruction follow tomorrow? In these dangerous times, when no place is safe, only the efforts of extraordinary individuals like CIA analyst Jack Ryan can combat this new evil. Especially when that evil strikes close to home, and even the smallest incident can grow into the sum of all fears.
inadvertently locked in a booth before. Now, what was your reaction when the door jammed on you?
Well, I finally began thinking Lorraine might end up a pretty rich widow.
Well, we're glad you make it back to the finish of the show today. I understand you had a little...
To that experience, I think it's Lorraine's turn.
You're gonna trust Lorraine?
I think I will.
Okay, we'll be back in 1 minute to play Who Do You Trust? Ranks and Titles for $500.
This holiday season,
Dude, where's my car?
forget everything you know.
You got a tattoo!
And just try to remember.
Were we there?
Dude, where's my car?
Sweet!
Rated PG-13, now playing.
Coming up next, it's Big Bag, followed by Small World on Cartoon Network.
In Virginia wine country, it was a very good year. The bouquets were unforgettable, and the whites refreshingly clear. As for the reds, the reds. In Virginia, we've taken all you could hope for in a fall vacation getaway and bottled it. Call for your free Virginia travel guide, in which you'll find more Virginia fall vacation getaways to please any palate. Whether you love history, natural beauty, or fine food and wine, your taste of Virginia will surely bring you back for more. Call today to plan the Virginia fall vacation getaway that matches everything you love.
Been a part of America's tradition for over 40 years. Our subs are made with fresh baked breads, quality meats and cheeses sliced to order. Taste the difference freshness makes. Blimpie, America's sub shop.
Watch #1 Country Saturday nights at 11:30.
The Bride in Black continues.
Not that I'm slow, but I always thought signing up for a long-distance plan would require part of my brain I'm not quite familiar with yet. But this True USA Savings thing from AT&T, cake! As long as I spend $25 a month, I can call anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. and save 20%. And all I had to do was this. I just put it here, and it went like this. Hello. Boom. Done deal. 20% richer, 20% smarter.
I'd give the world to be able to stand up and carry you to bed.
Tonight is the first night of our life, free of Clay Holden.
When you say just beginning, I hope you don't mean another vendetta.
I mean whatever it takes to teach Alex Masters not to cross me in public again.
I think you're a manipulating sadist.
Don't push me, Stacey.
No, Clay, don't you push me.
Start an affair with Loving weekdays.
Stay calm. Concentrate on the screen. You are about to experience the future. Never before have you had to cope with advanced 3D graphics. 360-degree rotation. 96 levels. 32,000 colors. Even more enemies. The ultimate challenge is waiting.
Red Scorpion.
There's a certain kind of person who's always working to do things better. At Bank One, we have 9,000 of them.
9,000 people care how well we serve. We're a company, a winning team of 9,000 people who
one detergent best for you. Best for lightly soiled clothes, best for deep dirt, too. No matter what you wash in your washing machine, Liquid Whisk gets your complete wash completely clean. Whisk for sheets and dresses, whisk for shorts and shirts, whisk for work and play clothes and for slips and skirts.
I used to feel like that about my hair. With some products, it just didn't feel right. Like my playing, my hair needed a touch of finesse.
Finesse shampoo never overwashes. Finesse conditioner never underconditions. They were made for each other.
Finesse won't change your life, but your hair will feel better.
Give your hair a touch of finesse.
Sirloin tips.
Sirloin tips? Sirloin tips sounds good. No.
I love the sirloin tips.
Oh, I'd love that. Sirloin tips.
Ponderosa hears you. So right now, our delicious sirloin tips with choice of potato, grand buffet, and Sunday bar are just $5.99.
That would make the holiday very good.
Ponderosa, America's family steakhouse.
We've got some liquor.
The indication is that it came here from Bethel by boat and was taken in last night sometime after midnight. I didn't get the alcohol. The person wasn't willing to. The other person who was involved with the alcohol was not willing to give me information as to where it was at.
Think maybe it's bootleg whiskey?
Yeah, I believe so. Anyways, he's already been incarcerated over here for 4 felony assault 3s, and Trooper Kinnegak is putting him in there right now.
Yeah, I did.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I made some bottom hull modifications and lost about 3-4 miles an hour.
Can that be changed for tomorrow, or?
No.
Stuck with that?
We're stuck with it.
Anybody going to catch up to Freeland at all?
Well, it doesn't look like it. Looks like he's running away from it.
But you guys just rolled in quite a bit behind the rest of them. What happened?
Oh, we had carburetor problems, lost the ballast resistor, our gauges, breaker for our ignition system.
And you still made it. How did you manage to do that?
Oh, we just jimmy-rigged everything. Jumper wires all over.
Then it was time for some last-minute tuning up, some relaxation, and even a swim by Marv Ham. Looks nice, Marv. I was back into the boats for the second leg, which is a different start for the return trip. Each boat leaves separately in 1-minute intervals. Now, the boats in the A and B class all have 3 crew members, a driver, a navigator, and a mechanic, and all 3 have very important duties.
I drive the boat and part-time mechanic. I think everybody here is a part-time mechanic.
I'm a mechanic for boat 241. I'm in charge of trying to keep this boat running throughout this 100-mile race.
I'm the navigator of boat 285, and basically what I'm responsible for is knowing the start time, getting them off with the flag on time, otherwise we lose seconds. Picking the channels, in this case it's not that important except the rocks down at the other end, and keeping track of the lapse times.
That's number 303 again, Dave Freeland. The return trip doesn't look like it's going to cause him any problems at all. That's what he's saying, thumbs up, no problem. Probably going around 100 miles per hour down that straightaway.
Here's to fathers and sons. First time driving.
Circus in lane number 2 holding the water fine. Right now, as Tommy Deeth straightens it out on the back stretch, he has got to know that Miller High Life is trying to close down on Circus in second. Both of those boats are trying to close down on him.
As he goes to corner number 3 on the second turn, chased by the Circus, currently in second place. Third place is the Miller High Life. Here's John Prevost of the Circus, hangs it on the hook. You can see that a wild ride so far in that second turn. Look out, he almost lost it right there. That water is rough here in the final in corner number 4.
And the thing to remember that each lap they go, the water's going to get that much rougher because it continues to bounce off of that log boom and come back out onto the course. There you can see your distance between the first place boat to the right of your screen and the second place boat. Tom Deeth is leading the way as they again go into corner number 1. But look at the battle for second place. On the outside, it is the Miller High Life, Chip Hanauer, trying to catch the Miss Circus Circus, the pink boat of Johnny Prevost.
129.3 for the lead boat, Miss Budweiser, 5 miles an hour faster than the second place Circus Circus and 7 miles an hour faster than the third place boat, Miller High Life. Here's your fourth place boat, Mr. Pringles, driven by Scott Pierce.
Jim, as we give these speeds again, we want to remind everybody that when we say 130 some odd miles an hour for a lap speed, that is an average. Again, there are 4 corners that have to be turned. They are not banking these turns, so allowing for the decrease of speed in the corners, these boats hit in excess of 180 miles an hour on the straightaways.
Here is your second place boat, Miller High Life, who has moved into second now and is going 1 mile an hour faster in lap number 2 than the lead boat, Miss Budweiser. So Chip Hanauer is going to challenge.
We'll watch closely as the Miller High Life tries to close it down on the outside. Watch very closely, see if he can make it up past the rooster tail of the Miss Budweiser. Incidentally, a comment to the camera crew, doing a great job getting some terrific shots of these boats. You can really see how the boat powers through the water when they get in tight, especially when the boats are coming head on. Still, we have not seen the closing down of the Miss Budweiser, but Chip Hanauer is sitting in position. He may be just...
Big one, I would say, actually.
You want a large human.
$60 down, 20 to go. Betsy?
Mr. Gauze, did you win a date with someone?
No, definitely not, no.
You won a human, a female human?
No. No.
A male human?
A male human,
yes.
yes.
You won a fellow.
All right, well, there goes the money. You were getting pretty close to it there, panel. Before I tell you Mr. Goss's secret, I have a little note just for you from the producers of this program. I got a secret. It says this: Dear panel, we invited Mr. Goss to appear on our program with his secret in order to teach you to appreciate us, and so that you won't complain so much the next time we play a simple little trick on all of you. Yours truly, the producers. And panel, this note refers to a contest that the producers of my late night TV show dreamed up. And Mr. Goss is the winner of this contest. Will you tell the panel what you received as first prize?
I won Steve Allen for a day.
From the look on Henry's face, I know he's thinking, who wants to win a Steve Allen for a day?
Oh, I was just wondering why you entered. Well, wait, could I ask a question?
Yeah.
Was this the first prize?
Best we could do, Henry.
I was giving a party, and I needed someone to play the piano.
Yes, that really was about the size of it. The rules of the contest called for people to write in 25 words or less why they wanted to win me as their piano player for the night, actually. And Mr. Goss won because of neatness, sincerity, and aptness of thought, and because he was the only one who entered. No, actually, there were really thousands of entries we received, but he had to win out over many warm and sincere postcards such as this. And this one is from Springfield, New Jersey. Mrs. Betty Fingerhut, she says, my husband says he won't let that bum Steve Allen in his house to play piano for him, and I say he will let that bum Steve Allen in. This is from Memphis, Tennessee, from John Cal.
Watch me escape these chains and make these cocoa pebbles disappear.
No way, and you won't make mine disappear either. Abba-dabba delicious.
Presto Cocoa, Bedrock's best. Will Barney survive this chocolatey test?
Barney boy, you okay? Huh?
I said I'd make them disappear.
Barney! Whoa! Post Cocoa Pebble cereal, part of this complete breakfast.
Reach for your dreams.
Shall we say? Neither are any of us either, am I? Therefore, would you say you have been in motion pictures more than 25 years?
Oh, very definitely.
Miss Kilgallen?
Have you ever won an Academy Award? No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Did you ever appear in any shockers or thrilling pictures like Sorry, Wrong Number, that sort of thing?
No, I did not.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Had you ever appeared in the theater as well as in motion pictures?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Allen? Oh, dear. Did you by any chance work in Sunset Boulevard?
Well, yes, I did.
Voice
I think you have it, boy.
Voice was beginning to sound a little
You got
familiar
it.
to me.
You want to
Voice
say
I love.
Glorious voice.
Glorious, Watson is right.
Might as well say it. And actually, in 1950, Sunset Boulevard brought a nomination for an Academy Award to Miss Swanson.
It should have gotten the Oscar.
It should have gotten the Oscar. Absolutely should have gotten the Oscar. And now you are going to have another movie. You were doing a movie now.
You believe everything you read?
But it's a documentary,
Oh,
isn't
yes,
it?
yes. But that's all the clips of my old pictures, and there are plenty of them.
Oh,
and
yes.
you, I'm surprised you didn't get it, Steve.
Well, I was narrowing in on you.
Because I was so frightened of the voice, you know. I've tried to keep it high. It's so low. They even call me Mr. Swanson.
No, but The Love Goddess is really, through you, a story of Hollywood, is it?
Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, no, I don't think so. I just heard about that in the booth. The Love Goddess?
Yeah, isn't that?
Oh, I'm just one of them.
Has been on Saturday Night Live.
Which, well, we're not talking about that now, but which movie have you seen him in that was good?
Haven't seen a movie that I liked him in, but doesn't make him bad.
Me either. Me either.
Doesn't make him
Me
bad.
either. Coming up next, the surprises in this year's Oscar nomination list. We'll try to explain some unexpected inclusions and exclusions when we come back.
Undeniably mechanical. But proponents of artificial intelligence argue that the fundamental processes of human brain cells are just as mechanical. As with a computer, it is their combination, the program, that counts. In matters of memory and calculation, machines easily outpace the mind. But that's only a small part of human intelligence.
The results of the first few experiments in artificial intelligence surprised everyone because it turned out that relatively small programs were able to do things that everybody had thought would require a lot more intelligence. For example, some of the early programs were able to play a fairly good game of chess or to solve pretty hard problems in college calculus. Well, everybody knows that those things require very advanced intelligence. But it was much harder to get the programs to answer simple questions in ordinary language, the kinds of things that any child can do, to solve simple, everyday, common sense problems.
We take common sense for granted, but there is knowledge and understanding behind even the simplest activity. Artificial intelligence is based on the faith that there are rules underlying every aspect of human life. Rules which can be uncovered, turned into programs, and given to machines. But do such rules really exist?
That's the interesting question. Why don't we just tell the computer everything that there is to say about our everyday form of life? It's because our everyday form of life is so pervasive and so much something that
Here for a late-night freak fest on Insomniac with Dave Attell. Then it's The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, only on Comedy Central.
Should I introduce myself and the show? Brush some funny on that. And what is it, 10:30 on Wednesdays? Or should I say that?
It's Insomniac with Dave Attell. Next.
Okay, now, what's going on?
Cut that out. What's it all about, boy?
I'm a chicken hawk, and you're my victim. Are you gonna come quiet, or do I have to muss you up?
The Looney Tunes Show, starring Bugs Bunny. Saturday morning at 8, only on Cartoon Network.
One of these attorneys.
Head of the tape!
Family Law, CBS Next.
Grammys 2001 is coming to CBS Live. Join Madonna, Destiny's Child, NSYNC, U2, Christina Aguilera, and more. Don't miss the show where anything can happen.
Nobody is looking at me.
And always does. Plus, log on to Grammy.com for music information and more. The Grammys Live, CBS Wednesday.
Sharon, this is my family. Let's go.
Hey, wait. We're just going to McDonald's. Maybe they'd like to come with us.
McDonald's? Yeah, that's okay with you, Bill.
On the next Dream On. When Martin's girlfriend moves in, she finds out she's got another roommate.
Why does Judith have a key?
Will Martin get locked out? See what happens on Dream On, tonight at 10.
No rumors. No hiding. No 7-second sound bites. Only one network takes you inside the courtroom every day and night for a full-strength look at real trials in action. Court TV. Live trials all day, the full story every night. Analysis from television's largest legal team. Court TV. Real trials. Real people. Different television.
Wishes, and might even imagine anyone can be best friends, like Copper and Todd in The Fox and the Hound. This month's feature of the Walt Disney Gold Classic Collection.
Copper, you're my very best friend.
Imagination for a lifetime.
Hey, tempt your tummy?
No, B. I'm missing my boat.
Yeah, but wait. Honey Nut Cheerios blend sweet golden honey with a crunch that's kind of nutty.
Did you say honey and nuts?
Part of your complete breakfast.
Excellent.
Gotta be shoving off.
It's a honey almond oat. It's a honey nut Cheerio.
If a man's slacks fit him too close for comfort, if he just can't stand to sit, then he needs action slacks from Levi's Sportswear, perhaps the most comfortable slacks a man can wear. The waistband and fabric stretch to give you more room when you need it.
Great.
Comfortable?
Comfortable. I could sit through a double feature now.
Physicians working with patients who might benefit from cannabis to be given a recommendation for its use.
Obtaining a recommendation is surprisingly simple. All you need to do is show up with a valid ID, provide some personal information, and then meet with a certified doctor.
So, doctor, when you're reviewing a patient's info, is that sort of your way of weeding out, separating those who actually need medical care from those who are just trying to get to the pot?
The reason this entire system is founded is to try and minimize the abuse and at the same time educate patients, which I feel is by far way more important than worrying about minimal abuses with cannabis while we're vastly abusing prescription medication.
What are we actually curing and what are we helping to treat?
Whether you're a cancer patient or an HIV patient, or if we have pain, if we can't eat, all of these are benefited by different forms of cannabis.
There are many different forms of cannabis, but they generally fall into two categories. Either sativa, which is used for energy, or indica, which is used for pain. But the doctors can only prescribe the pot. It's up to the patient to go to the supplier and pick up the meds.
Those at home, the viewers who want to know where they can get more info about medicinal marijuana, is there a spot you recommend online, maybe?
I would recommend normal.org.
Perfect. Dr. Frankel, thank you again. Really appreciate it.
So much.
Nice job, Kev. Did you get any weed to bring back?
You know, no, for some reason the doctor didn't give me any. I mean, I tried to complain and tell him that I had scurvy, but he wasn't buying it.
No?
No. But he did say if I get a recommendation from a psychologist, I'm more than welcome back.
Nice.
So.
That should be easy for you.
Very easy.
You guys, coming up, Kevin is going to take you inside a top-secret pot farm. I am diving off of a cliff.
You're dying off of a cliff.
I'm dying off of a cliff?
Yes, you're going to die.
I did hear it's close to fatal. It's very scary. And Zach is joining us from Canada. All that and more as AOTS Jamaican 420 continues.
Ivory.
That just happened.
Dagnabbit! What's next? Thanksgiving in a box?
Stovetop Oven Classics. Sunday taste, Tuesday effort.
We need a martini.
What color are your teeth? Arm & Hammer Advanced White Toothpaste whitens your teeth with just one tube. Our whitening guide proves you can go from here to here. Arm & Hammer, whiter teeth, one tube, guaranteed.
Rated R. September 15th in select cities, September 22nd everywhere.
You live to catch Pokemon, but 150 aren't enough. Get ready for the next step. On October 15th, Pokemon Gold and Silver will arrive. You can reserve each copy for $5 and receive this CD-ROM filled with cool Pokemon stuff. You'll get trivia, music, and more. You can log on to Pokemon.com for details. Pokemon Gold and Silver, rated E for everyone. Gotta catch 'em all.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the $6 million question. What's for dinner tonight? Come with me. How would you like to try a new chicken dinner?
That is good.
New chicken helper.
It's very creamy.
Creamy Parmesan.
Delicious. Good fresh homemade flavors. My kids would love this.
20 minutes, yum.
Gotta love quick when you're a working woman.
For a delicious chicken dinner that cooks in only 20 minutes, try new Chicken Helper in 5 fabulous flavors.
This will be dinner tonight.
Together we defend Castle Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor.
Dashing and daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly, with stories to share. All through the forest they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. Magic and mystery are part of their history, along with the secret of gummy berry juice. Their legend is growing, they take pride in knowing they'll fight for what's right in whatever they do. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears.
You're watching Channel 2's Movie of the Week, The Reavers, starring Steve McQueen. We'll rejoin our feature in just a moment.
Know what this is? This is a very scary sight if you happen to be a Nissan or Toyota dealer. Because what you see here is a boatload of new Honda Civics, DX and SI hatchbacks, Preludes and Accords for your Northern California Honda dealers. With several more ships out in the Pacific, loaded with reliable Hondas and heading this way. If other import car dealers are looking a bit nervous these days, there's a very good reason.
You want that rather than the old white. You see, it has a lot more flavor. A couple tablespoons of Maine Sea or soybean jam or soybean condiment, depending which name you can find it under. And it doesn't matter if you omit it, it'll be all right. Half a cup of Hosin, that you should not omit. And 2 tablespoons of soy. Sauteed that for a bit, added a bit of chicken broth, about half a cup. And we're set. We're ready to pour it in the old bird. I would let that cool under normal circumstances, but you and I don't have time for that nonsense today, so we're not going to worry about it. Let's see here. Find the spot for everything. Now, I need a holder for my bird. Here's the old duck. I'm going to put him in a colander. It's easier that way. And I'll pour the sauce in using a ladle of some sort. Use any kind you want. Turn off the heat, and we'll just put the sauce into the... You notice I've already gone so far as to seal up part of the duck, you see, so it will not take me quite as long this way. In he goes. You know, I'm doing this show today for my son Channing, the duck man. When Channing was a baby and I would go to San Francisco on business, I would bring him back a duck from one of the shops on Grant Street or Stockton, and Channing would stand at the airport just as a tiny child and expect that duck to get off the plane with me. And of course the old duck always did, wrapped up in a big plastic sack, and then Channing and I would go home and have duck for dinner, and he was just in heaven. And it should be. That should be the way things are shared among your friends and your family. It should be a great deal of fun, and it is. Okay, you see what I've done? I put the sauce in. Now then, I'm going to fold in the flap of the duck. Look at the mess I'm making. Don't worry about it. Fold in the tail, and if it doesn't break on you, well, you break it yourself. Just tuck it right in there, you see. I'm going to have to break this one. He's a toughie. There he goes. Now we're going to seal him up. He's awfully warm here. If he were ice cold, it'd be a little bit easier to operate with, but don't worry about him. We're going to use some needles to finish the job here. There we go. By the way, I saw...
For music, Woolworths is right up your street.
All right, Atkins, let's get cracking.
Cracking, JD. Hello, Mrs. D.
Hello.
You Astra Ethos, I see.
All part of JD's economy drive. What with the thingy?
E-Drive. The Astra's most economical petrol engine.
Saves me a fortune. Caviar, champagne, truffles, fresh lobster, venison, smoked salmon.
Ming vase.
Don't be silly, JD. That's mulligatawny soup. The Ming vase is in here.
It's remarkable how much money the Astra Ethos saves you, JD.
Seeing detail in almost as much clarity as a large telescope on the Earth, for example, looking at the moon. Here is really 3 large computers that sense its orientation, remember commands that have been transmitted up as much as a year beforehand. The way that the spacecraft is powered, since it's moving out away from the sun, beyond Mars, through Jupiter's system, beyond that to Saturn, and beyond Saturn, is with nuclear batteries, not with solar cells. The nuclear batteries, which are on this large boom here, are powered by plutonium, which produces heat. The heat is then used to drive, in effect, large thermocouples, which produce the electrical power steadily to power the spacecraft. The large antenna here beams the radio signals to Earth, where one of 3 large antennas on the Earth receives the signals and transmits them back to JPL.
The antenna is tracking Voyager 2 spacecraft, which is about 500 million miles from Earth. The spacecraft is transmitting at about the power of a 20-watt light bulb, and we are receiving television pictures from the planet and the spacecraft at this time.
Mission control at JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. The 20-watt signals from Voyager are relayed here. From Saturn, it takes almost an hour and a half. How Voyager is working is checked, and new programs are sent back to correct or change commands. On board are 10 separate data-gathering instruments. The data comes back in digital form, binary dots and...
Potterfields?
What do you mean?
What? They went to Disney World.
Again?
Yeah, for that 25th anniversary.
When are they going to realize they're not kids anymore?
I don't know what's gotten into them.
Still whooping it up like a couple of teenagers, running around like they don't have a care in the world. It's ridiculous. What if we all acted that way?
Come celebrate Disney World's 25th anniversary. Call 1407-WDisney.
Say Mickey.
And remember the magic.
In our block.
From the dawn of time, there have been traditions. And mankind has always known it's just not a mix without the Chex. Chex Mix traditional flavor. Get into the mix.
A woman of God.
You ever read the Bible?
Faces a killer on death row.
I didn't kill nobody.
And though her faith is strong...
I want the last thing you say in this world to be a face of love.
Is it enough to save him?
This is not a person. This is an animal. Dead man walking.
Bills were getting a little high, so now we're just trying to communicate telepathically. Except we're not telepathic. No.
I got something to help you out.
This is where the wealthy and the powerful rule. It is her world, a world apart from mine. Her name is Catherine. From the moment I saw her, she captured my heart with her beauty, her warmth, and her courage. I knew then, as I know now, she would change my life forever.
He comes from a secret place, far below the city streets, hiding his face from strangers safe from hate and harm. He brought me there to save my life. And now, wherever I go, he is with me in spirit. For we have a bond stronger than friendship or love. And although we cannot be together, we will never, ever be apart.
On their breath, but forget about that. While they're struggling across the mountains, Leslie Caron is worried about them, so she turns up in the village to ask Heidi's grandfather where they are. Question. How did she get over the mountain? Good question.
Probably flew on the same skis. Coming up next, a comedy called Rosalie Goes Shopping, the story of an enterprising homemaker who builds her entire life around the freedom her credit cards provide.
We're in the body.
A thing of beauty is a joy forever.
You're watching Cartoon Network.
Friday, one soul forced to barter with the devil. The other casts a light on the future from the Twilight Zone. And on Dallas,
I want Mandy Winger out of the picture.
will JR pay the price to keep his son? Then passion explodes.
I'm carrying your child.
Stop saying that because it's not true! Falcon Crest.
Satulo's copper kettle has a power steering problem. Isis takes over second slot in a hurry. Ken continues to punish himself and his equipment. A win today means taking over the leadership of the championship chase. Corsiglia is also hungry for victory after a string of no finishes. Aoki is playing it cool in third, waiting to make his move. Joel Halpern and Beep Beep are not holding back. This is just what the native New Yorker has been looking for. Ignoring the worsening seas, Halpern closes on the leaders. Kudu is done for this day, so is Isis. The vicious waters of the Gulf are trimming the field at a rapid rate. Streaker continues its wild act of airplane and submarine. The majestic form of the Skyway Bridge is now in sight. The sheltered water of Tampa Bay is a welcome comfort to Hen and crew. Beep, beep.
Even Stevens. First, Lewis finds the Hanukkah presents. Why did you throw the presents out the window? And then finds out what life would be like without them. Son! Happy Hanukkah from the Stevens family. Even Stevens, Friday at 5:30, 4:30 Central, part of Zoo Weekends.
Week on Pokemon. Brock is turned into a doll, these Gyarados want to eat Pikachu, and Ash has been turned into a ghost. Will everything be okay? We don't know.
What?
We don't know. The episodes all ended before we could find out what happened.
But I want to know.
Right. Tune into Pokemon Cliffhanger Week to find out, starting Monday morning.
Nickelodeon, the only network for...
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Why is Nickelodeon the only network for? What?
And the little tiny craters that were totally invisible in the Mirror 9 pictures. These are tiny, but the lander would land inside one of them. They were not that small. So when we first got this look, we decided very soon that there was no way that we could land in our original choice.
so the orbiter was sent off to look for another place to land. It moved to the northwest. 3 potential sites were rejected before one was finally chosen 300 miles away on the edge of the Chryse Basin, and the lander began its descent.
2,600 feet. On terminal descent engines. Pitch up confirmed. 1,200 feet, 140 feet per second.
Because of Mars' great distance, radio signals take 20 minutes to arrive, and so the engineers couldn't know that Viking was already quietly standing on the surface.
So we're coming down, straight down.
Nav is green for touchdown. ACS is green.
This is Cowabungie, and this is Cowabungo. But the turtles for your 16-bit system are Cowabunga! Holy cow, it's Turtles in Time! The cool arcade game for Super NES. Now with tasty turtle duels. And psych up your Sega Genesis with the Hyper Stone Heist and all new 3D Turtle Thrash. So remember, this is Cowabingo. But the turtles for Super NES and Sega Genesis are...
Cowabunga, dude.
In the city of New Orleans, in a darker side of Dixie, away from the music and the lights, there's a new game in town.
You'll be provided with a guide, trackers, and the weapons of your choice.
I need to file a missing person report.
To save you money. Why? Home ownership you can afford and be proud of. What? Brand spanking new 2-bedroom home with hardboard siding, new furniture, drapes, and carpeting. When? During this month only. How? $190 per month for 15 years with $975 down or $10,900 cash. Who? A1 Mobile Homes.
A1 is number one.
Where? 7226 Alameda, El Paso.
You want to surf? Move to Maui.
Cleveland, oh, what a city.
From the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum to Jacobs Field of Dreams, Cleveland's one hot town. Hot Shot City.
Cleveland's hot, oh, what a city.
Can you feel it?
Sun City. Cleveland's hot, oh, what a city. Oh, what a city. Cleveland's hot, oh, what a city.
Call 1-800-BUCKEYE for your Cleveland card. Good for discounts all over town. Get a break. Get the card. Call 1-800-BUCKEYE. You better believe.
Cleveland's hot, oh, what a city. Instant breakfast. You're gonna love it in an instant.
Start your day with nutritious, delicious Carnation Instant Breakfast in regular or diet.
Carnation Instant Breakfast. You're gonna love it in an instant.
Radio Shack. Here it is. A Tandy 1000 SL computer system. IBM PC compatible and sale price for under $9.99. Save $200.
Comes complete with color monitor and built-in DeskMate software.
Word processing, graphics, worksheet.
I've never seen one so easy to use.
Greetings. Need directions back to your planet?
This technology is more advanced than we thought.
And we saved $200.
Beam it up.
Save $200 on the Tandy 1000 SL system. Less than $999 only at Radio Shack.
Critics are calling The American President the runaway Academy Award contender.
Really?
Absolute perfection. One of the best romantic comedies in years.
Right, okay, this is good.
Michael Douglas and Annette Bening light up the screen. This is Rob Reiner's best film yet. The American President is the best film of 1995. Castle Rock Entertainment presents The American President, rated PG-13, at theaters Friday.
Evidently, these people have not seen our show. If they had, they would have learned. Never intentionally aggravate a goose.
Here we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
They, meaning the aforementioned producers, have narrowed the mucho excelente field down to 3 mucho excelente choices. And here they are in random order. Dog Human One-on-One, sent in by Kevin DeChico and Sonia Dansby from Watsonville, California.
All right, another basket. One more basket and I get the master bedroom tonight.
Lid Spinner, sent in by the Seaplick family from Tacoma, Washington. Dance Floor Young Lovers, sent in by Jim and Andrea Roberts from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada.
That's it. Wait a minute.
Well, studio audience, here we go. It's time to lock in your votes right now.
Who will it be? Dog Human One-on-One, Lid Spinner, or Dance Floor Young Lovers? We'll find out in a moment.
Eat all the morsels, please don't eat them all, 'cause if you eat all the morsels, your cookies will be bald. It's Nestle's Old House morsels that make the cookies taste so great.
America's brightest superstars when you join Ed McMahon, Jerry Berghoff, and Smokey Robinson for this week's Star Search.
8 p.m. Sunday on Channel 5.
Your baby's cute, but he doesn't have any hair.
Don't worry, he will have.
What color will it be?
It may be the same color as mine, because babies often grow up to look like their parents.
Will he act like you too?
I hadn't thought of that. I guess he probably will.
Then you have to teach him how to be a grown-up. Sounds like a big responsibility.
A reminder from Christian churches and Churches of Christ in the tri-state area.
Channel 5 presents a special holiday film festival, starting with Bing Crosby and Ingrid Bergman in The Bells of St. Mary's at 3 p.m. Then the Dickens classic, A Christmas Carol at 5:35.
Merry Christmas to you, Uncle. God save you. Humbug.
And it's Bing again, Dreaming of a White Christmas in Holiday Inn at 8 p.m.
Saturday on the Channel 5 Holiday Film Festival.
Why is Coors Light the official beer of the 90s? Let's count the reasons. 1, the Silver Bullet is the beer that won't slow you down. 2, it's brewed with pure Rocky Mountain spring water. 3, it's got a neat silver can. 4 and 5, Coors Light is available in all 49 states and Canada. And 6, it tastes good. Let's keep all 6 reasons in mind the next time you want a beer. Thank you.
Getting Dino Hall into the backfield. Hall, a free agent. White coming out. Ball to be at the 43-yard line. Clock running with 1.5 minutes to play. And there is Sight going off. And right in front of Sight there, you see Ozzie Newsome. So they're both going to the dressing room. That's Cleo Miller in the backfield working with Dino Hall. Pickup of about 5. Clock going with 1:10 remaining to be played. Good look at Paul McDonald. Played for John Robinson down in Los Angeles.
Cleo Miller is a good back with good feet. Good blocker. His problem is he's on a team that has lots of good backs. Doesn't get to see much action.
That's right. Pretty handy guy to have around, though. Very dependable. 45 seconds remaining. Handoff going to Dino Hall, and Hall cracks for a first down at the 31-yard line. John Harris, 44, the free safety on the tackle. The Browns controlling it here this afternoon. An excellent game plan, excellent execution. The big problem, hopefully, is that the injuries to Newsome and to Rucker and to Sight are not serious. And we certainly hope they're not.
Well, Newsome had a big smile on his face as he was going off the field, so I don't think his injury is too serious.
We're down to 5 seconds. It's all over. And a splendid victory for the Browns. The Browns move to 3-3 on the year. A happy Sam Rutigliano. And the Seahawks now move to 3-3. They were over the 500 mark, the Seahawks, for the first time this early at any juncture in the years that they have been in the league.
LPGs love Arby's. LPGs love Arby's. You and I love Arby's. You and I love America's roast beef. Yes, sir. VIPs love Arby's. DDSs love Arby's. You and I love roast beef at Arby's. You and I love roast beef at Arby's. Tender and juicy. America's roast beef. Yes, sir.
Presenting the Fisher-Price 3-in-1 tournament table.
Breakfast is ready. One more ball, Mom.
Where a simple game of pool is just the beginning.
Time for lunch.
Soon it explodes into an all-out tournament with table tennis balls flying.
Dinner's ready.
And a glide hockey game so fast and furious.
Good night, boys.
There's no telling how long you'll play.
One more.
The Fisher-Price 3-in-1 tournament table. Table tennis, hockey, pool. Batteries not included.
Fresh and fancy. Fresh and fancy. Makeup, you make up yourself. Fresh and fancy. You can make up your nails in fashion colors. Fresh and fancy. You can gloss your lips, mix your colors, make your own eyeshadow. Fresh and fancy. Blush your cheeks, makeup, you make up yourself. Fresh and fancy. Fresh and fancy.
Fresh and fancy from Hasbro at most toy stores.
First down, but there was a flag back at the 37. All right, let's all hang together because we're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is KING-TV, Channel 5, Seattle.
Number 99 declined the penalty. That's a first down.
Mike Bell offsides. The play will stand. Kansas City leading Seattle 14-0. 4 minutes, 13 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first half. And here's another look.
Here's Turner now breaking to the inside. Kevin Ross, 31, makes the play. But as we said before, Turner needs to be in this offense.
First down at the Chiefs' 20-yard line. Craig has completed 10 of 12 for 106 yards. Here's Kurt Warner. And a flag is down as Warner picks up a couple of yards. Gary Spaney with the stump. I'm Charlie Jones along with Sam Rutigliano and Paul Zimmerman.
I think Bush grabbed a hold of Bill Moss then. You know, the Raiders complained about Moss grabbing the face mask. And I asked him about it, and he said, well, I get them before they get me. He didn't deny it.
Number 59.
On Blair Bush, the center. So we'll take the ball back to the 30-yard line of Kansas City, and the down goes over. First down and 20.
We have a lot of SIWs, self-inflicted wounds, on the part of Seattle. This is not their game. They don't turn the ball over, and they don't make those penalty and key drives.
A couple of scores just in. Chicago out in front of Washington now 14-10. St. Louis leads Green Bay 9-0, and Tampa Bay leads Detroit 6-3. Craig with pressure.
Oh, he broke away.
Still on his feet. Was diving out of bounds at the 29-yard line. All of that is worth a yard. It'll be second down and 19. Spaney was after it.
That's one of the difficulties you have. There's David Craig with a quarterback that can run the football. Defensively, you basically...
Don't take our words for it. For yourself.
Back up another car in a fight at the 7-Eleven. Apparently a couple people are getting into it down there, and one guy's pulled a gun on another guy. We're looking for a blue Datsun, license of 444, Adam Robert Henry. It's supposed to be the guy who's got the gun. There's the car right there. Stay in the car, put your hands up where I can see them. Driver, I want you to reach in with your left hand and pull the keys out of the ignition. Get your right hand out the window. Open the door from the outside. Step out, keep your hands up in the air. Kick the door closed.
Looks like he got
I want you to walk backwards. Backwards toward my car. Left side camera. Stop right there. Get on your knees. You can take him up there? Yeah, he's got a waistband on. Waist bag pouch. I want you to prone out. Face first. Get on the ground.
Chimère, an extraordinary new fragrance. To the world, it's discreet, but up close, it's something else. To the world, it's elegant, but up close, it's something else. Chimère, a new kind of fragrance that captures both sides of a woman. To the world, it's discreet and elegant, but it's something else up close. Chimère.
No more running around outside. Nothing wrong with the vehicle, which is good for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Don't run around. If you're going to get drunk, stay in here. Yes, don't fight with your brother. Okay? But, you know, you start going around like that, people are going to hurt you, especially when they think you're trying to rip them off or something.
I mean, right now, I've been working at the car wash, you know. I have better things to do than rip somebody off, you know.
Okay. Bottom line, don't go back over there. Don't be running around anymore tonight. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you outside anymore tonight.
I'm sorry, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm sorry, did you even got calls, you know?
All right, just stay inside. Go to sleep. You have to go to work early, huh? All right, Mr. Yeah, I kind of believe you.
Something. There's a delicious Subway food montage going on right behind me, isn't there? Yep, I can smell it. Well, that's going to make it kind of hard to focus, but here we go. An ode to the Subway feast. Turkey, salami, cheese with roast beef, pepperoni and ham. Write this down, Chief. We got them all on freshly baked bread. The Subway feast. It's as big as my head. Beat that, Jared. Subway, eat fresh.
Roll out of bed looking great. No makeup, no nothing. Really bugged me. But luckily for me, Maybelline has new Sheer Essentials makeup. It looks clean, natural. With 9 beauty essentials, it's actually better for your skin than no makeup at all.
Smart women know that something sheer is more beautiful than nothing at all. New Sheer Essentials.
I love it when they think I'm not wearing any makeup. No one has to know I didn't get up looking this way.
Sheer Essentials. Smart. Beautiful. Maybelline.
11 world-class contenders. Take them down with your controller, beat them all, and you've got a shot at Tyson's title. Power! But for that, you've got to beat Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Timba.
Timba.
Tim.
Tim
One.
Tim 1.
Timma.
Tim 1. Tim 1.
Timma. Timmer. Timba. Timba 1. And Timba 2. And Timba 3.
Very good. $10 to a country between $10 and $10 3. Is that ridiculous? 80 seconds for you. That's it. Ruta Lee, how are you?
Good evening, Mike. Whoa, that's way too speedy to follow.
You've been doing Irma Ladouf's, huh?
Yes, with our lovely friends up in Sacramento. Gee, we have a lot of fans up there.
Is that anywhere in Buck 3 or Anaheim? Yours suggested by Mrs. A.P. Lacey from Seattle, Washington.
Thank
Ruta, wait
you.
for the bell. Good luck.
And Ruta's got to gamble on Cleopatra roulette, 5 garter snakes, and an ass.
What is it? Definition. Foreign. Proper name, far away.
Oriental,
Egyptian. Proper name of a person. Cleopatra.
Tutu. Brown.
Spin. Roulette.
Cleopatra roulette.
5.
Colon.
5. Colon.
Oh, well. I'll bet on that.
Garter. Snake. Snake and a.
No, you still don't know what you guessed. Actually, the bell shouldn't have rung because they didn't say and.
He said and.
I said and.
He said and.
Did you say
Oh, yes, he said and.
Oh, yes. I'm terribly sorry.
Coming up later in the show, Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton find $4 million and scheme to keep it with a simple plan.
It's stealing. It's the American dream in a gym bag. He just wants to walk away from it.
And coming up next, Michael Caine intends to make a star of a young woman called Little Voice.
You've got Judy Garland in there. You can do a lot with that.
It'll cost you.
There's something special.
Call your neighbors, call your friends, tell them to watch my show.
The power is pumping and arrows in your hand. Now your heart is thumping, fire as quick as you can. Nerf, bow, and arrow. The enemy's coming, now they're in your sights. Nerf, bow, and arrow.
It's Nerf or nothing.
The team returned to Zurich with the aerial photographs, and landmarks known as ground control points were located on the negatives. The elevation and location of these places was known from previous ground-based surveys like the Survey of India. The negatives are then viewed stereoscopically in an elaborate machine known as a contour plotter. This creates a three-dimensional image of the landscape, viewed not from the side, but from directly above. The operator guides a tiny marker following the outline of the mountain's topography at a preset elevation. The path of this point is then recorded on a plotting sheet, forming contour lines.
It's painstaking, it's meticulous, it's tedious, and it's almost endless. And there are very few people who can do it, and do it year after year, and do it with the same expertise and enthusiasm that the team we had.
The resulting contour lines provide an accurate record of the third dimension on a two-dimensional map. Experienced map readers can then envision the mountain's shape. In Bern, at the Swiss Office of Topography, work continued on the Everest map. Studying the aerial photos, a specialist scribes lines depicting physical features, such as rock, ice, and snow.
To me, the more beautiful a map is, the more accurately it conveys the information.
Yours? Yeah. Nice baby. You live here? Really? Yeah. What do you do?
Well, I work for the military.
So, what can I do to make you happy tonight?
What pleases you?
It's Christmas Adventure with our lowest price of the year on Ultra Wheel Skates endorsed by Wayne Gretzky. Only $58.88. Just $34.88 for kids' Jetstreamer inline skates. Adventure has skate accessories, too.
It's Christmas.
This is Manly Beach near Sydney, Australia. There's no shark fever here. Why? Because there are no longer any sharks off Manly Beach. 500 yards offshore lies the answer. A fishing boat on its daily round of thousands of yards of...
SWAT team on Police Story Monday.
Plays and Players is being brought to you by Toyota Trucks for 1985, by the Hibernia Bank, at Hibernia the waiting is over, and by your neighborhood Burger King restaurant.
Now playing. For highlights of the full Lord of the Rings trilogy, log on to lordoftherings.net.
Well, we looked at the Sienna, but we got the Kia Sedona instead. It was $2,300 less and has a 10-year warranty. Your Sienna's got that, right? No. And I got 3 years free maintenance. Can you believe that? You got free maintenance? Are you okay?
Dare to compare a Kia Sedona before you buy. With a 5-star safety rating, a 10-year warranty, and now for a limited time, get 3 years free maintenance. When you add it all up, there's no comparison.
Training guy, I'm out of burgers. Can you give me some more? Yeah, sure. I love video, dear Ophelia.
I'm just looking for some burger patties.
Pray tell training names. Burgers in the freezer.
Freezing burgers is just wrong. That's why at Wendy's, ours are made of fresh, never frozen beef.
An outstanding World Series. 3 home runs in one game.
Now that was a day I'll never forget. And it helped me to get my own candy hit. Reggie, with a rich caramel center, lots of fresh roasted peanuts, and a super chocolatey covering. Reggie, the candy they named after me. Reggie, you taste pretty good.
Ron Dennis from Flagstaff, Arizona, will be driving Leadfoot, and you see quite a bit of oil there on the track.
I tell you, in the first round of competition, that truck did not attack like they thought it would. We're going to go back in the pits and check. Right now, to the action on the track, still trying to qualify for the second round.
Well, it's no problem on the outside. He'll be on the inside after they make their first jump. But taking the big, quick lead is Leadfoot and Ron Dennis as they head for the first set of jumps.
The Arizona native runs up, head comes out the window, and he slows down. That gives the Ford a chance to come on, and the Ford's closing the door on him, Richard. He's trying to pull it back. He will have the inside for the final part of the track, back topside to you.
It is going to be door to door as they come around this final turn, heading for the final set of cars in the jump. Ron Dennis with a slight lead now. It's John Moore out of Lafayette, Tennessee, and no problem. Trying to gain ground. Smoke pouring out of the Leadfoot machine. Here they come, up and over the final jump. We're going to have quite a finish here. John Moore with a little bit of an edge, and he's going to cross the finish line first. Your winner, John Moore out of Lafayette, Tennessee, in the Ford, no problem. Leadfoot with Ron Dennis coming in second. He's going to have to head back to the pits and find out if there's any major problem with that machine as you see the smoke coming out from it. Let's go down trackside with Army, and your winner, John Moore.
John Moore, driver of the No Problem Ford, advances in the competition. Now, John, you fellas had a war out there. That's had to be the closest finish we've seen in competition this week.
Oh, yeah, I really thought he was going to get ahead of me there, and I wasn't sure whether we were going to be able to get up. I got a little out of shape coming up on the cars there, but I fortunately caught up.
Well, I'll tell you what, John Moore and his crew are going to be going back, putting it together. They'll be coming out for the next round of competition.
With monster tank eliminations, it'll be Stormtrooper and Ricky Rodman against Track Attack, Ernie Brookins.
Look at Ernie Brookins. My, I've never seen a tank get that high. The Stormtrooper on the far side. Rick done a good job, Ernie, with the tank attack. Look out, he just sings over them. Can you believe that, Marty? Look at...
Going up there and everything, so hopefully we'll just have a peaceful time. We won't have to get any scuffle with them or anything.
You know that a 4-year college degree would help your career, but you haven't time to attend college. Maybe you never finished college, or maybe you have a 2-year associate degree, or maybe you never went to college at all. Well, now there's an answer for you. You can earn a Bachelor of Science degree from an accredited college in your own home. Now, thanks to Marywood College of Scranton, Pennsylvania, you can earn a B.S. degree in Business Administration or a B.S. degree in Accounting through independent off-campus study with an exciting period of 2 to 4 weeks of residency on the Marywood College campus. Credit may be given for college work completed previously and for related business experience.
Call today for a free off-campus college booklet, no obligation. Find out how you can earn your Bachelor of Science degree at home. Call toll-free, dial 800-247-2160. Get all the facts on Marywood College off-campus degree program. For a free booklet, call toll-free, dial 800-247-2160. That's 800-247-2160.
緊急指令スペースハンターサムス・アランさらわれたベビーメトロイドを奪い返す
スーパーファミコンソフトスーパーメトロイドとてつもない地下要塞が待ち受けている
There he is, sitting under the clouds, there. And I've got the acceleration on. And as soon as I get a round circle, I've got a missile lock. I'll zoom in on my top-down map, and there is where I am. And we're going to launch a missile just about now. We're 46 clicks away. We've got to get to about 30 clicks to really launch the missile. Now, we do have some slew keys. We got something inbound from the left. We've got to be careful, get some chaff. We got an airplane to the left. We're going to blast that guy. We got a missile lock, and we'll take a quick walk.
Rock star Madonna. Susan is into punk fashion and music and travels with a very hip crowd. Then there's Roberta, a young suburban housewife very much controlled by her businessman husband. And their two radically different lives come together after Roberta notices a very romantic newspaper personals ad from a guy who says he's desperately seeking Susan, the Madonna character. Roberta wishes that someone was desperately seeking her in that bad marriage, so she begins following Susan, who in this scene has just walked into a funky clothing store. Susan's jacket, Roberta, played by Rosanna Arquette, becomes even more involved with Susan's life. She's mistaken for her by a friend because she's wearing her jacket. And now, later in the film, another little touch here, because she's got amnesia, she thinks she's Susan.
Where the rubber meets the road.
Oh, Mr. Wabbit, I have a little surprise for you. Don't laugh. I'll bet plenty of you men wear one of these. That's the last straw. I'll get that wabbit. Hey, Doc. Hey, Doc, where are you?
This place up for a new primetime show, Hootenanny.
I'm sick of Queenie. I want to travel.
Well, let's go to Europe.
What?
That's right. First, we're going to go to London, England.
With great shows like Garfield and Scooby-Doo.
And then we're off to Paris, France.
And we'll be showing the Flintstones and the Jetsons.
And lots of live footage of me and Little Joe.
Live footage of us getting in all kinds of trouble.
It's Hootenanny, our all-new primetime show, Friday at 8 on... Tell them where, Joe. Come on, buddy.
I will. Cartoon Network.
Offer a clue to an even more significant technological breakthrough.
When you start to get the standardization of the human toolkit, that may be some kind of evidence that people are not simply watching what one another are doing, but actually perhaps beginning to talk about it.
Stone Age man clearly used these blades for hunting and dressing animals. They were also used for cutting wood and hacking vegetation. What is not so clear is when blade implements were first used in combat. Toward the end of the last ice age, over 11,000 years ago, evidence of flint and obsidian mining operations surfaces. But there were better materials, metals like iron and copper, that were much more malleable and much stronger than stone. Bronze, an alloy of 90% copper and 10% tin, proved to be such a breakthrough that its common use ushered in the Bronze Age, some 5,500 years ago.
Throughout human history, metallurgy has been one of the most sophisticated aspects of human technology. And in many ways, it's the production of of arms and armor, and particularly of bladed weapons, that has been at the forefront of metals technology.
The origins of metalwork are lost in the labyrinth of history and myth. But it appears that iron extraction or smelting occurred in disparate locations at roughly the same time. Cutting implements could be heated, cast, and worked into a great variety of shapes. First, the copper and tin, which melts at 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, would be melted over a fire or forge oven. Initially, these forges were often built on the side of a hill, where a steady draft supplied oxygen that increased the intensity and therefore the heat of the fire. Eventually, metalsmiths adopted the bellows, which uses an accordion-like bladder to provide an artificial airflow directly into the fire, increasing.
Macaroni bread stuffing has real chicken flavor, seasonings, toasted breadcrumbs.
More great stuffing, Mom.
So switch to rice-a-roni bread stuffing. Goes with any dish. It's not just for stuffing anymore.
Oh, diddly oh! Got your pizza movie, guys.
What?
I got your pizza movie.
What's a pizza movie?
You buy a pizzeria stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut, you get a free rental at Blockbuster. Pizza movie, get it?
Free? How'd you do that?
I'm Santa. I can do anything.
Now at Pizza Hut, buy a large pizzeria stuffed crust pizza for $9.99 and get a certificate for one free rental of Blockbuster Video.
This is getting easy.
Furniture today for quality furniture at everyday low prices. Right now, there are no payments for 1 year. No down payment, no finance charges, and no payments for 1 year. Discover real value at Siemens Furniture.
Okay, you want a great year-end deal on the versatile Mercury Villager? Well, how's $2,000 cash back or financing as low as 0.9%? Built right here in Ohio, Villager offers more power, more room, and an interior that changes faster than the weather around here. Right now, get $2,000 cash back or 0.9% financing on the minivan that drives like a car. $19.99 Mercury Villager. You only save like this once a year. See your Mercury dealer now.
What it amounts to is that he has been broken loose from his point in time on the continuum of evolution, and he moves back and forth on that line. And although we broke up a little bit going into that clip, I would like to emphasize that I do think this is a very good movie. Altered States is a hard movie to describe. It's a serious character study, but it's also a thriller and a special effects movie, and at times it's even a farce, as when William Hurt turns into a monkey and goes to visit the zoo. There are times when we think we're looking at the intellectual version of The Incredible Hulk. The amazing thing is that William Hurt is able to move between the movie's many different styles with complete confidence. This man is a wonderful movie actor, and in this movie he has such a range that he has to travel and does it so well.
It's tough to keep a center to a movie that has you doing all kinds of things without laughing at it. I thought the special effects dominated the movie when it first came out. You've intrigued me enough to make me want to rent it again. I still don't think it's a great movie. My problem, well, I can't deny, though, that Hurt was interesting, but I thought that there were so many special effects, the film just got carried away.
Well, what I like was that special effects were at the service of an idea, which is, what is there? Is it possible that inside our mind is buried memories from millions and millions of years
I'm sure
ago?
there are. Well, yeah. I think everybody knows that to be true. I do. Coming up next, a comedy from someone I like to rent a lot, Steve Martin.
I got so desperate, I went up to my roof and called out her name.
Iris, where are you? Marilyn, my love! Iris, where are you?
A special program on movies that we admired and that we think you might enjoy renting on video cassette. My next choice is a 1984 John Cassavetes film that was named Love Streams. The movie stars Cassavetes as an erotic, brilliant recluse in the Hollywood Hills, and Jenna Rollins as his sister, who's a little crazy herself. And in this brilliant scene, she is...
Oh, that's just unreal. I think we took the king's ear off.
It swings
Good
right.
job, Wayne.
Excellent.
Excellent. And so it needs a slight adjustment, and then we're going to be a direct hit.
Well, tomorrow is another day.
Happy holidays from Friedlander.
In Detroit, Jeff Kemp scrambles for the first down. Shades of his father. I can remember Jack doing that.
One of the few times that Kemp has been in trouble this afternoon, and we said earlier that Steve Largent said that this is when he thought he could help Kemp out when he was scrambling. Well, he scrambles to the side of Steve Largent. Do you want to know where Largent was? He was to the right. He's still looking for him downfield.
And you've always told me that when your quarterback gets in trouble, you want to come back to him, so let's see what Steve does.
Yeah, straight back to the quarterback is the idea, and there you go, straight back. No question about it. He turns on his heels, and now he turns into a blocker. I told you, the complete football player as Kemp dances along the sideline.
First down at the Detroit 45-yard line. Has protection, and it's hit on the throw.
Now, he wasn't throwing that away. Believe it or not, he was not throwing that football
But where was
away.
he throwing it to?
He was throwing it to Steve Largent.
Where was Largent?
Largent was running a hitch pattern.
Okay.
The hitch pattern is those patterns where you just stand up at the line of scrimmage, they throw it to you right away.
I know what a hitch
but there
pattern
might
is.
be some replacement fans who don't know that out there, Charlie.
No, you were telling me. I know what you were doing. You were putting me down again.
But when there's a rotation by the cornerback on that side, what you do is you throw it down the field. And Steve Largent, for some reason, I was wrong completely.
I thought it was a quick screen.
He did think it was a quick screen. They had it set up, but there must have been some miscommunication between Kemp and Largent, because the quick screen, he would not take 3 steps back toward the quarterback.
All right, now Largent wide to the near side. Now he's coming on a reverse. And
now this was the play that they had set up.
Yes. And Largent throws. Terrible pass.
that was the play they had set
Jimmy
up.
Teal, the intended receiver, he only underthrew him by about 20 yards. Now the boos, because they think, the fans here think that they're putting down Detroit. That's the reaction of the fans. You know what they're doing?
They're doing things so that next week.
That's right. So the Raiders have a lot of things to look at. That's
quite
what they're
a few,
doing.
right?
Yeah.
And this was the play that they had set up before. Maybe it might have been that Kemp decided.
This is a picture of a man at work. You call that work? Sure. When you're a glamour photographer and a handsome bachelor to boot, keeping the girls away can be a full-time job. Ask Bob Cummings.
Love that Bob.
Yes, love that Bob. Starring Robert Cummings, that laugh-filled television lark, packed with a passel of pulchritudinous pretties.
Loaded with a dazzling array of guest stars, such as Mamie Van Doren, Peter Lawford, Harry Von Zell, and George Burns.
I'd better go along.
No, see, I always need somebody here in the office.
But Zelda hasn't had any experience.
Well, I'll see that she gets some.
I'd better go along.
Honey, you have nothing to worry about. I won't ask you to do anything you're not equipped to do.
You've lost the urge to experiment.
Oh, every time you touch me, I go out of my mind. Let me die. Let me die.
Her brain kept alive by experimental science, by a man whose abnormal passions inspired him to try the impossible.
I brought her back. She'll live and I'll get her another body.
Yes, what of her soul? How can you make of her an experiment of horror? His mad ambitions and desires threaten every woman possessing an attractive body. Girls whose measurements make them beauty contest participants. Professional figure models such as this. All are prey to his distorted desires.
What's locked behind that door?
Horror. No normal mind can imagine. Or something even more terrible than you.
Horror has its ultimate, and I'm that.
Behind that door is the sum total of Dr. Courtney's mistakes.
He intends to kill somebody. To rob them of their body. We've got to stop him.
With Bold, the new detergent with power to go beyond clean, beyond white, all the way to bright. Why? A totally new power formula. Bold is loaded with lights, blue lights, green lights, has power to get out dirt. you get whiter whites, redder reds.
And now, direct from an underground bunker right outside Enumclaw, it's time for another episode of The Survivalist. Brought to you by the Church of the Triumphant Universal Order. Come for communion, stay for target practice. And by G. Gordon...
You'll notice there's a slight smile on my face this week, fellow survivalists. That's because my long-predicted apocalyptic disaster has finally struck the greater Seattle area. First, it was the snow, then the wind, and next, nuclear destruction as we move closer and closer to the end of the world as we know it. Now, I heard you people laughing at me as I stocked up on distilled water and Pop-Tarts. And I saw the smiles as I drove the survivalist vehicle to Bellevue Square to buy an extra pair of barbecue tongs. Well, who's laughing now, huh? All hell has broken loose as calm suburban neighborhoods are transformed into a maelstrom of violence and destruction. You surface dwellers have your BMWs and Acuras in a circle, and you're trying to fend off attacks by roving packs of those golden retrievers and Irish setters you thought were your loyal pets. Ha! The power goes out, you can't make it down to IM's pet store for some Cycle 4, and the next thing you know, we inch ever closer to each other. By the way, you can read all about that in my latest book. There's a thin line between humans and animals, and when the fine fabric of civilization is blown away, we inch ever closer to each other. Available for $10.95 through mail order or at any Bartell's drugstore. Well, buy American. But when it comes down to whether I'm going to watch the Super Bowl or not, gotta go with the Honda. Clyde from Whidbey Island says, I'm getting tired of eating SpaghettiOs every day that are shaped like dinosaurs and sharks. They're fun to eat and just as nutritious. Now, before we go, let's take a look at this week's top 5 threats during a power outage. Number 5, chainsaw-toting yuppies clear.
Someone tell those guys to quit revving that engine!
Get your feet off the table!
Shut up! I'm trying to watch Wheel of Fortune!
Uncle Johnny, put the damn cat out! Come on!
It's a fight Christmas. Not be seen tonight so that we may bring you the following episode.
Catch even truer colors this season on Kodak Gold Plus Film.
We've combined serious drain cleaning power with technology of the future. It's Liquid Plumber Foaming Pipe Snake. Clears slow drains, cleans pipe walls. Liquid Plumber Foaming Pipe Snake.
Its color is very pure, and the light waves are completely regular. It's called coherent light. So important has this invention been that museums vie for the claim to have the first laser. But the original is in Los Angeles, in the hands of its inventor, Dr. Theodore Maiman.
Well, this is an object of extreme historical interest. This device happens to be the original laser. This particular little piece of apparatus produced the first coherent light ever made.
It looks simple, but there's complex physics behind it. The heart of the laser is this red crystal made of synthetic ruby. Like many crystals, ruby is slightly fluorescent. On each end is a mirror, one of which is half silvered. Maiman put the ruby inside a photographer's flash lamp, and the laser was born.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Yes!
Yes!
Yes, dude. Yes.
All new Metal Fury Tops are here. I can choose attack, defense, stamina, or unleash the fury of my own combination. 3, 2, 1, let it rip! All new Beyblade Metal Fury Tops, multi-pack and single tops, each sold separately. Ask a parent to go online.
There will be more challenges and more excitement tomorrow. In fact, much more than anyone is expecting.
server under a gay 6.5-foot umbrella with hibachi to cook steaks, a warming compartment, cold salad tray, and ice compartment from Hammacher Schlemmer.
Ellie, do you know how to play this game?
Oh, yeah.
Step right over there by the board. All you have to do is stop that rangefinder when the price is in the red. Start it up that scale. Look at that, starting at $1,300. That's a nice prize. Get a price in mind for that prize and stop that rangefinder when it's in the red, and it does not have to be in the center. It can be any place in the red. Stop it. Step right back over here, Ellie, and light up that price. Ellie, you are a winner. Congratulations, Ellie. There is more Price is Right coming up.
Stay tuned for more pricing games and the fabulous showcases coming up on the second half of The Price is Right.
Friend in the race?
It takes a lot of time. You can master these things at a slow speed very easily. Anyone, I could take you, for instance, out in the field, and in 2 hours' time, I could have you turning circles and doing just about what you want at a relatively low speed. To be able to do this and keep a truck in control in a race situation is a whole different story. There's so much weight moving around at speed and everything, you just can't touch that rear steering and utilize it like you think you could. You have to be very careful when you use it because it couldn't effectively just kind of flip your truck over before you know it. So it takes a while. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of seat time. If you have to think about an action you're about to undertake in a truck, all right, then you don't belong in the truck. It has to become very second nature to you. It has to become just a seat-of-the-pants type situation. Sure, you're going to feel the steering in the front, but there's going to be little indicators that tell you what that back end is doing. I, for instance, use my 3 carburetors as kind of a weather vane. I know if my back end is to the right, my carburetors sit to the right. If I'm too far to the left, they sit to the left. I can almost just quickly glance at my carburation and tell when my back end is straight or not.
You have made every monster truck highlight, video, and film. And not just for winning all the time, but you've had a couple of crashes where you've been upside down on your nose, and it seems like those are always the ones we see. Let's go back to the one you had at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis where you put the truck first on the nose and then on over. Your thoughts? You had to have enough time to think about what was happening.
It happened real fast, but it's like everything else. People tell you when things happen, you know, the life flashed before them. I thought of a lot of things, and I was thinking, how do I get this predicament? How do I get myself out? I couldn't get myself out because of a mechanical situation, so I had to think of the safety of the fans. Had not the truck rolled over, then I would have to had jabbed on the brakes to make the truck roll over, so it would not have gotten as far as the seating area where the fans were. So that's the kind of thing that was going through your mind. After it was over, of course, and I was out and had time to reflect on it, you know, it
Memories left behind. Sit back and hit rewind. We're going on a ride through the VCR guides.
Now let's take another look at the movies we reviewed on this show. 2 thumbs up for One True Thing, especially for the performances by Renee Zellweger, Meryl Streep, and we really liked William Hurt. 2 more affectionate thumbs up for the silliness of Jackie Chan's Rush Hour and for the edgy comic performance by Chris Tucker. 2 thumbs way up for James Ivory's A Soldier's Daughter Never Cries. I think it's one of the year's best films. 2 more thumbs up for Permanent Midnight with Ben Stiller as a writer who lucks into a TV series but has very bad luck with drugs. 2 thumbs up for Orson Welles' Touch of Evil, finally edited in the version he asked for 40 years ago. And finally, a split vote on Chicago Cab. I enjoyed the introspective, convincing performance by Paul Dillon as a man who eavesdrops on the city's secrets. Gene, however, found only about a third of the passengers interesting.
The discovery for me, the range of Ben Stiller's
talent as revealed in Permanent Midnight.
And for me, A Soldier's Daughter Never Cries. I think that's really an original and powerful picture. Remember, you can hear our reviews on the web at cisco-ebert.com, and the site also lists all the stations that carry our show. Next week, we'll have reviews of more new movies, including Ronin, the thriller starring Robert De Niro and Jean Reno. That's next week, and until then, the balcony is closed.
In the dark, it really, really glows. It's glowdacious. Make your own GAC Lab refills and GAC in the dark sold separately. Lab makes 8 ounces of GAC.
Is Jason here?
Jason around?
Is Jason home?
If you win the Kellogg's Nintendo 64 sweepstakes, you better get ready for a party.
Jason!
Because you might win one of over 1 million prizes, like a new Nintendo 64, or even the grand prize, a block party for you and 64 of your friends. See, specially marked Kellogg's cereals are right for a free game piece. Many will play, only 1 in 64 will win.
All things ain't what they used to be now. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north to the south.
Smokey has his favorites. His toys. His playmate. Me and his favorite Whiskers varieties. Now there's even more from Whiskers. New select cuts. Individual meaty pieces, succulent, juicy, and delicious. Another of Smokey's favorites. New Whiskers Select Cuts.
Chain of water pulled through the plant from the soil.
This is a crude laboratory model of the system. A porous pot filled with water represents the leaf. As the water evaporates, it creates a kind of molecular suction up the tube. In the laboratory, water has been raised by this method the equivalent of only 60 feet. For it to work in trees, the leaf would have to be operating at much higher pressures. To measure the suction power of leaves, scientists have cleverly reversed the process. Inside this chamber, a leaf will be put under pressure. They'll see at what point the sap in the leaf is forced backwards down the stem. The pressure needed to counteract the suction in that leaf was 180 pounds.
Takes its toll on freshness. Even with coffee. Until now, ground coffee had to wait before being packed and sealed, losing freshness and aroma.
132 in Bush. I've got him at gunpoint. Okay, gunpoint. 132 in Bush. Covers code 3. Team 10. Okay, we'll still send it code 3.
Kingdom very near.
Arthur, do hurry. The passengers are boarding.
Prepare yourselves.
Welcome aboard.
For the newest thrill attraction from the imaginations of Disney and George Lucas. Because now, the adventure is real. Star Tours.
I've got him at gunpoint. Okay, gunpoint. 132 in Bush. Covers code 3. Team 10. Okay, we'll still send it code 3.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rod Trongard with the World Wrestling Federation here at the Boston Garden on the New England Sports Network. And joining me for the commentary momentarily, Lord Alfred Hayes, and what action we have for you here. For the first time ever, 2 championships on the line. The Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior, and the undisputed World Wrestling Federation Champion, Randy Macho Man Savage, go head-to-head. They're ready, you're ready, we're ready. Let's get it on.
Notebook was only 44 cents. Your Nick calculator? Bang, only $7.99. Target, it makes going to school cool.
Jeff Bimmel, reporter for the Daily Dealer. Today's assignment, King Dogs. It started out as a routine story, but then...
Attention, citizens of Seattle. I'm gonna blow up the Kingdom with a big bomb.
A bomb! Quick, call the mayor. Call the chief of security. Call anybody. We need some help. Please help us. Call the state patrol. Call the police.
This looks like a job for...
We need help. We need some help here. Call the police. Call the mayor. That's who. Call the mayor. Call Tim Hill.
Speed Walker.
Yes, it's Speed Walker, the physically fit superhero who fights crime while maintaining strict adherence to the regulations of the International Speedwalking Association. Heel toe, Speed Walker!
I've lost him. I need more time. May I see your ticket stub, punk?
Who are you?
Different down here.
A group do you have to belong to get $1 million of health insurance from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida? 1,000? 100? Would you believe 1? It's true. Just one person can get $1 million of major medical coverage from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida. So if you're self-employed, an early retiree, or between jobs, call this toll-free number for free information on how you can get the big-dollar major medical benefits enjoyed by thousands of employee groups across Florida. Even if you're in great health today, just one hospital stay due to an accident or illness could cost you about $8,000. So don't take chances. Call now for free information. Find out how you can carry the car that's worth a full $1 million, even if you don't belong to a group.
If you're a Florida resident under age 65 without group health insurance, call toll-free 1-800-962-9797 for free information. That's 1-800-962-9797.
I hope you're in trouble.
Oh, I am.
What kind of trouble?
I can't get Turner Classic Movies.
Well, why don't you call your local cable operator?
I have. But they still don't carry it.
Well, keep calling. It's worth the wait.
Do you have it?
Sister, I don't even have a radio.
running hard up the middle and upended at the 22-yard line. Well, Newhouse didn't get there that time, but a whole host of Cowboys did, including Tim Jeffcoat, number 77. Next Sunday on CBS, doubleheader action.
Team saying, we want Dallas.
Well, you could bet it's going to be a very intense ball game.
Seahawks 1st and 10 at their 27-yard line. Craig is 12 out of 22 and been sacked 7 times, rolling out of the pocket. Fires it downfield, and let's see, out of bounds. Byron Walker, number 89, couldn't stay in bounds. They'll bring it back to the line of scrimmage for an NFL Reports. Here's Brent in New York.
Frank, San Francisco and the Rams are going to be tied. 3rd touchdown for Roger Craig. The schedule, as you pointed out, so very important now. San Francisco goes to Buffalo and then closes out with the Cowboys on a Monday night. The Rams host New England and then play New Orleans. These 2 teams will be tied. Back to Frank and Dick.
Great divisional races.
Those are great divisional races. There's a look at the Cowboy bench.
Mr. Peterson.
Kurt Peterson, next to him, Tom Rafferty.
That offensive line has got some real people in there. A couple of engineers and an MBA.
2nd and 10 for the Seahawks at their 27. Again, looked like the same play for Byron Walker. Rod Hill was over there defending. Walker, number 89, had a touchdown taken away earlier on a penalty. He's a free agent from the Citadel. Signed in 1982. And Craig wondering what he has to do here to get the ball into the end zone.
There's Danny. Mr. White, you know, it's amazing how some guys just have it all. Talented musician, great baseball player he was, great football player.
Now look at the numbers here. He's had the best of it so far today.
By far.
Seattle is 1 out of 10 on 3rd down conversions. This is a 3rd and 10. Randy White got to the AR-50.
Wet nail color. Nothing looks as slick. Nothing looks as shiny.
Now you can have that look, even when it's dry.
With CoverGirl Nail Slicks, the nail color with a shine that never lets go.
Nail slicks strengthen too, so nails feel strong, last long.
For nails that look wet even when they're dry, get CoverGirl Nail Slicks. And for even more color and shine, get CoverGirl Lipsticks.
Sunday at 12:30 Eastern, the playoff pressure is on. The Raiders battle the Broncos. The Giants take on the Bengals, or regional action. Sunday on NBC.
As your engine revs higher, the oil forms a hydrodynamic wedge, protecting your engine parts. But as your oil's viscosity breaks down, so can the wedge. That's why Castrol GTX has unique viscosity improvers. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol, because if your viscosity breaks down, what's next? Castrol GTX.
Take your best shot. Pretty baby, you got the look. Take your best shot. Voice, every time I hear it, telling me I'm on the edge, and I shouldn't be so near it. Those eyes know too much too soon. Watching me across the room, like you know my every move, just before I make it. There's no one in the world like you, changing every minute. So
We're in the Muppet Test Kitchen, where the Swedish chef is making his delicious star-shaped cereal, new Crunchy Stars.
Baseball munchies.
Only the Swedish chef could create the cinnamon toast taste of Crunchy Stars.
Yeah, scrumptious.
Scrumptious Crunchy Stars, part of this nutritious breakfast. Crunchy Stars, great taste from Post and the Swedish chef.
Scrumptious.
You'll have some serious female problems, like borrowing his razor, putting on makeup in the car.
Traffic alert. We've got Wendy applying eyeliner in the Green Lake area, so you might want to take an alternate route today.
And you've just set a new record by being 7 hours late getting ready.
If we leave now, we can still make the fourth quarter.
I'm almost ready. I need help.
Damn right you do. You need the Female Clinic, where all those bad female habits will be handled discreetly by our professional staff. At the Female Clinic, we know how to deal with all the serious problems, like chronic hyena laugh. There's aversion therapy for shoe fetish.
At the end of this hallway is a pair of shoes. Now, these are beautiful shoes, just your size, and they're half off. Now, all you have to do to get them is walk down that hall over the special scale on the floor, which will record your weight and flash it on a billboard downtown for the entire city to see. It's your decision.
We have shock therapy for the removal of annoying phrases, with treatment tailored to the offense.
See that girl over there? She's not a real blonde. I can tell. Look at those roots.
So, do you still love me? It's just that you haven't said it in so long.
Tell me the truth. Does this make me look fat?
Can you check on my flight, please?
Sure. Call team.
A tractor trailer came along and decapitated him. You know what that means. It means he doesn't have a head. How am I supposed to write for a guy that doesn't have a head? He's got no lips, no vocal cords. What do you want me to do?
They froze the head.
That character is played by Kevin Kline, who was an old flame of Sally Field's, and when he's back on the show after playing dinner theater in Florida, their personal battles begin anew.
Oh, you're just trying to get rid of me, but it's not going to work. I'm not going back to Florida, no how. You try playing Willie Loman in front of a bunch of old farts eating meatloaf, chewing and slurping and spitting out their pits every night, listening to them coughing and hacking and wrenching. I was in hell.
Another running conflict on the show is between the producer and a seemingly hot-to-trot actress, Kathy Moriarty, who wants him to get rid of Sally Field.
Make Maggie a murderess. Oh, a death. Yes, it'll turn the country against her. It can't be one of the regulars. Not even Bolt? No, Bolt. Bolt's gold, especially with the whole impotence thing coming up. One of the extras, or I don't know. The extras. One of the homeless, David. Ah, One of the homeless. That's cruel. Oh, it's very cruel. You do want me, don't you, David?
In the weirdest way. They're funny together. While I was watching Soap Dish, I laughed enough to recommend the film, especially at Kevin Kline's character and at the character of the network executive in charge of the show, played by Gary Marshall, who is just naturally funny every time he's on screen. But I also sat there realizing that soap operas are a very easy target, that they were well spoofed in Tootsie 2. This Soap Dish could use a little tightening, but it's a funny movie nonetheless. I liked it too. I agree that it's not a perfect movie, but it's certainly so much funnier than any other movie I've seen in a long time that I'd recommend it. And one of my tests for a comedy is there at least one scene in it where I really lose it, where I really start laughing? The teleprompter? No, the teleprompter was funny. How about the scene at the dinner theater in Florida? The dinner theater is very funny. He's acting in Death of a Salesman, while meantime helping to serve coffee to the people in the front row. And also the old customers in the audience, and they can't hear him, so he has to shout, and then they think he's shouting too much. Yes, that's a very funny movie. That's a funny. Okay, now let's look at another sum.
Now let Bo help you score even more. You'll also fix problems.
improve strategy, and practice smarter with Bo Burton's new bowling video.
This video is for you.
ABC Sports and Old Spice bring you Bo Burton's new instructional video, Score More. Just $24.98 plus $3 shipping. Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR. That's 1-800-4ABC-VCR.
What a nice lawn party.
Good thing Hardee's has that big chicken deal going. I think the whole neighborhood's here.
Right now, get 8 pieces and 4 biscuits for only $5.99.
Uh-oh, the 5 Szynski brothers.
We'll need more chicken.
We'll need more lawn.
Get 8 pieces and 4 biscuits for only $5.99.
And have a good meal.
Right now, get this huge 32-ounce Thermal Sport Hardee's mug for just $1.79.
Don't ask me if the American Indians had this. Of course they didn't. They had a weed very close to it, though. But see, it comes in big sticky form. You have to shake the leaves off of this and then pick out the little... This doesn't look bad. There. Oh, that's a little much. Anyhow, I have about a tablespoon of oregano along with my 6 ancho peppers, and that's going to go in the food blender along with the garlic. And we're going to blend this in a hurry. If I don't slop this all over the place, I am rather crude when it comes to cooking. There we go. That's fine. I know that this looks like tomato soup, but trust me, it is not tomato soup. Now, the quickest way to use this is to simply understand that you put the sauce over any kind of meat, and I'm using pork because that's very, very typical. There we are. That's very, very typical of what the Southwest Indians used to eat. And this goes in an oven, about 325 for a couple of hours. This is great with beef. Slice the beef thin and soak it overnight. You remember I did this on an earlier show when we talked about the cooking of the Southwest Indians. Now, I have a pot somewhere. I have labels all over the place. Somewhere in this mess, I have a pot. I think it's in the oven. Yes, it is. Ouch. There we are. This is legitimate chili. Basic ingredients. Nothing... Excuse me, I've got to get something to set that. Remember I've told you never to put hot pots on your boards because you'll ruin your boards? I mean that seriously. You must remember that the heat from the pot will ruin your board. It'll cook the food that's soaked in. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. There. And we have in this pot some delicious chili, literally cooked just with meat and with chili. I know you're thinking this is terribly hot, but you know, it's not so bad. Not so bad. All right, let's go on to another one. I have all kinds of them for you today. I just find a place to store everything. The second one. What is the second one? I think it's Texas. Yes. The next thing we have to admit is that in Texas, chili, this is...
I'm dreaming of summer, cool breezes, fresh air. When I want that feeling, summer's eve takes me there. It's clean, fresh feeling, keeps the good times on my mind. Summer's eve brings back freshness anytime.
Skating, or go play tennis, or...
A raft. What about a dolphin? How about a flipper? Come on.
Garfield and friends will return after these messages.
Crisp, cookie crisp.
Very cookie crisp.
Little cookies, lots of chips that you can't resist. Cookie, crook, and chip in a one-dog open sleigh. Crashing through the snow, laughing all the way. Bells on Cop's House ring.
They're not very bright, but being that it's Christmas time, I'll give them some tonight. Cookie Crisp is the merry part of this complete breakfast.
Now there's a Marvel Spider-Man trading card, free inside specially marked boxes of Cookie Crisp.
Really get that Tiger Woods really good sense of how you're hitting it. And then once you do hit the ball, the camera follows you like exactly behind the ball, and the problem with that is that I want to see the ball going so I can see kind of relative to where I am at the hole.
Where your next shot is going to go.
Exactly.
I found putting was quite difficult, actually. I thought that it was very tricky. I could never really get the sense of it. You can press the X button.
The X button.
And you get a
This is revolutionary.
Line for a second, but then if you move it, it disappears.
That's right. But the big thing is that they give you 3 tries. So a lot of the holes will have like a curve to it.
Yep.
And you have to figure out where this white line goes. It was difficult.
It was
But it was so unique in that you could have 3 tries to line it up, and then you just had to guess after that.
Well, I guess what was tough, though, is that you play against the AI, and it's not dumb. All the computer-controlled characters are actually pretty good players, so winning the single-player tournaments takes some practice, but you do feel like you are getting better as you play the game.
Now, there's a lot of good humor in the game.
Yeah.
And then some of it's iffy. It's about 50-50.
We're about to witness some senseless violence. My favorite kind.
The best thing that you can say about Outlaw Golf 2 is that it delivers a good golf experience.
It's funny.
And it's value-packed, and it's better than you think it's going to be.
I'm giving it a 7.
I'm going to give it a 7.5. On the positive side, the graphics in the game are really good, especially when you're looking at summer and autumn. The online play is pretty robust, and the cool mini games like beating the hell out of your caddies never get old.
On the negative side, the camera angles are a little tough to deal with. And although there's some good jokes in the game, there's some dodgy ones as well.
All right, we're going from wacky golf to Vietnam. We've got Men of Valor versus Conflict Vietnam after the break.
Hopefully Summer will be in that game as well.
I don't think so.
Damn.
Don't extra! Scooby-Dooby-Doo, looking for you.
Woo! Scooby-Doo, where are you? Come on, Scooby, where you been? Trouble's on the loose again. They're not gonna get you. Scrappy's gonna help you. Shaggy's gonna be there. And Daphne too.
Could this be the end for Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb?
Welcome back. Now, Adam and I picked our favorite segments to share with you.
And this is where Morgan freaked out all the fans by smashing things they love.
Their dreams?
Bye.
Hello, I am Morgan Van Webb, and welcome to my web of destruction. Yes, today we will be destroying what many of you deem all too precious. We will be violating your sensibilities and your pocketbook by smashing these consoles to pathetic bits. Which one will survive? Wrong? Yes, very, very wrong. But oh so exciting. Test 1, weight of the world. Will the GameCube survive Test 1? Let's see. Very nice. PS2, how about you? Oh, it's so sad. Nobody is home. Hello? Such a failure, such a failure. Oh, Xbox, let's see how you do. Very nice. Test 2, the sledge of death. I will crush these trinkets with this hammer.
What are you geniuses doing?
Eating apple jacks.
No wonder we can't win a game. It doesn't taste like apple.
It doesn't have to.
Because
we like it.
you're all hopeless.
Kellogg's Apple Jack cereal is part of his complete breakfast. We eat what we like.
We'll review it next, and then take a look at Desperate Hours with Mickey Rourke taking hostages after a jailbreak.
He's going to be just fine, Nora, as soon as he figures out. There's even laws against what I've written. But I feel good now.
Henry Miller was the most famous banned American author of his generation, the generation of Faulkner and Steinbeck, and his novel Tropic of Cancer couldn't be published in the United States until 1961, so perhaps it's ironically appropriate that Henry and June, a movie based on his life, should run into censorship problems of its own. The movie was threatened by the Motion Picture Association of America with an X rating, but before director Philip Kaufman could even appeal that rating, Henry and June was made the first movie in the new NC-17 category, a rating that simply says no children under 17 are admitted. The movie stars Fred Ward as Miller and Maria de Medeiros as Anais Nin, the French intellectual who became famous for one of the most intimate and detailed diaries ever written. As an expatriate American in Paris, Miller falls under Nen's spell.
I saw your true nature when we were dancing out there.
You don't understand.
Maybe I'm just a peasant. Only whores can understand me.
Now's the time. You've got 48 hours to enjoy the merriest savings at Acme's half-price Christmas wrap sale. This Monday and Tuesday only, all Christmas wrap, ribbons, and bows are half price. Traditional, holiday, and famous design wrap. Colorful ribbons in assorted styles and lengths with lots of bows to match. They're all half price this Monday and Tuesday only, so stock up while supplies last. The 48-hour Christmas wrap sale at Acme, your store for low prices. Tell a friend.
Now, how did they win the trip to the Bahamas? On a radio station contest where they said Rio was the capital of Brazil. Well, that's the wrong answer. The answer is Brasilia, and the contest is a phony. But frankly, I was surprised these characters even knew Brazil was a country. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is a deadening series of setups and slashings, setups and slashings, setups and slashings, and for its viewers, it's a waste of 90 precious minutes that they can never get back. Just think, Gene, that's 3 hours between the two of us. Right. And if you multiply that by thousands of people who will see this movie, it adds up to months, years, even centuries lost forever to the human race.
Yes, if we'd all pulled together, we could have solved some very big problems. We could have gone to a disaster site and, you know, put sandbags by a raging dam.
That's right. We could have stopped flooding. We could have tutored kids who want to learn how to read. Maybe have a used clothing drive or something. Think of the hours of volunteer labor that this movie has taken out of the human time pool. It's shocking.
I'm going to go home and just cry.
I think I'm going to start crying right now.
Okay, next film. And our next film is Velvet Goldmine, which is a colorful but unimportant commentary on a very small niche in pop music and culture history, the so-called glam rock scene in England in the 1970s. I'm talking about such performers as Iggy Pop, Rod Stewart, Elton John, and David Bowie. So what was my reaction as I followed the exploits of a fictional glam rock star in the picture named Brian Slade, played by Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
Baby's on fire, better throw her in the water. Look at her laughing, like a heifer to the slaughter.
But he has disappeared as the film opens and is tracked in an audacious tribute to, of all films, Citizen Kane, as a reporter.
Hi, I'm Al B. Shore. My music is romantic because that's how I feel. And I like to tell you how I feel about something else, safe sex. Now with the threat of AIDS, we only have two choices. No sex at all or sex with a condom. Be romantic, but have some respect for yourself and your partner. Help prevent AIDS. Safe sex is an act of love.
What was that?
I don't know. It sounded like a bird hit the window or something.
That wasn't a bird.
Why don't you go check it out, man?
It's your house.
Is it dead?
I don't know. You okay, Buttercup? It's Blossom, man.
Don't touch it. What you touch it for?
Just checking her out.
I'm okay.
Hey, man, you want some water?
Nope. Nope. We'll be fine. Sorry about that.
I wonder what made him do that, man.
We'll probably never know.
When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
Next on the Drew Carey Show, Kate has met her match.
It ticked me off when you said none of my relationships work out.
It's not like any of mine work out either. Right, honey?
A special Drew Carey Show next on ABC.
Back out of the break and a 3rd and 1 for New England. They go middle, handoff. And that's Sammy Morris. They've used that 3rd and 1 with Morris very effectively all season long. What about the timeout, Phil?
Well, here's what happened. They were going to come up and run the quarterback sneak real quick. Chicago says, no, we're ready for that. So it's, hey, 2nd quarter, you can use a timeout now, not worry about it. So Tom Brady says, I don't like this quarterback sneak. Let's get a better play. Give it to a running back instead of the quarterback.
Fake to Woodhead. Brady's pass deflected. Getting a hand on it was Julius Peppers.
Well, Julius Peppers didn't like the left side of the offense coming from Tom Brady's left, so he switches sides, gets to the right. They usually put him in positions where he can get one-on-one blocking. Wow, how about that, Jim? I mean, what are you going to do? You block him, he times it, jumps, knocks it down.
Peppers we spoke to this week, very excited about being in Chicago.
Oh, defensive lineman's dream, football, the culture here.
Yep.
It's about defense.
Welker. Blockers in front, clear the path for Welker. Matt Light, one of those who made it a wide open running lane for Welker for 19.
I don't know if it was a double call, but there's not enough guys out here. Oh, that's what happens. It's a blitz. More on the blitz. There are not enough guys to defend the Patriots. Timing is everything when you make the calls on the offensive side. How about that, Dan Copen? You don't have to block them as a lineman. Just go to the ground. They'll jump.
Welker with 6 catches. Green Ellis, he too has wide open space. About the 3rd time we've seen that with Green Ellis. Gets the big running start with it. 9-yard pickup. Major Right brings him down.
There is no hesitation. Again, Connolly. Look at Sebastian Vollmer. Not only does he block the guy, he just says not blocking you's not good enough. I'm going to take.
The hotline is smoking, so let's get right to our first caller, please. Hello, in the control room. Yo, make that thing happen.
On the Mac and I'm bad, give you something that you never had. I make you bump, bump, wiggle and shake your rump, cause I be.
Oh, good career move. I'm gonna go call my agent. Bernie! The magic ring. First, I put the hoop over the girl. Second, I go back again the other way. Third, I wave the hoop up and down. And then I look for another job.
Excuse me. Pardon me? Excuse me? Well, we've shown bad magicians on our show before. A bad magician doesn't get that way overnight. No, it takes minutes and minutes of practice to become that terrible. And it starts with that very first atrocious performance. For those of you who missed that, he just said, I'm going to make a scarf into a rainbow. He should have had instructions up his sleeve. You might wonder why I'm talking like this. No, I'm not that strange guy that calls you late at night on the phone. For the purpose of our next clips, I'm a golf announcer, and this is the way they talk, because if you talk like this, you could get a 9-iron right up your nose. This golfer is going to be teed off. Now, this man shouldn't be using a 3-wood on a miniature golf course. Please be quiet. Bobby Abercrombie is addressing the ball. Oh, she fanned it. Her husband Charles is coming over, and he knows what the problem is.
I've tried Advil Liquid Gels. I know what Liquid Fast Relief really is. Advil Liquid Gels rush liquid relief right to my headache. They have real liquid inside. No other brand has that. No one. Advil Liquid Gels. Liquid Fast Headache Relief.
With calcium, vitamins, and iron, Wonder helps build strong bodies.
Better watch out when you're stealing a kiss, 'cause I'm gonna get you with a Kodak disc. I'm gonna get you with a Kodak disc. Sure as shooting, I'm not gonna miss. Not when it's easy as this. I'm gonna get you with the Kodak disc. The Kodak disc camera is easy to load, advances automatically, and has a built-in flash. You want a camera that's easier and more fun than that? You're not gonna get it. This is one kiss I'm not gonna miss. I'm gonna get you with the Kodak disc.
Okay, Jonathan, we're sending you back in time. Before television, radio, even before soft drinks.
Careful. Anything you do could change history.
Mum's the word.
Activate time travel mode to the year 1885.
He's there.
Hey, where's my Pepsi?
Oh, no. He took it.
Relax, Smith. What could 12 ounces of Pepsi possibly change?
Yeah, what could happen?
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
I hate this part.
Monsterizer back at Taco Bell. Get them while they're fresh. Just 99 cents with the purchase of a combo meal. Taco Bell. Want some?
你受伤以后，不要等太久才跟律师讲，否则的话，你会损失应有的权利。所以在王林武律师事务所，我们可以派一个律师到你家去，跟你谈有关你受伤的案件。
我们会为你保密，一天免费为你服务，我们会忠诚地为你解答问题。
我们马上可以告诉你，你的案件是否可行，是否需要律师，还有你的保险公司是否公平地处理你的案件。
请打San Francisco 397-2622，San Jose 408-297-2125。
力透紅威大酒店又有新貢獻啦！每位只收10蚊，退回現金籌碼18蚊，免費自助餐，免費西餅飲料，增設牌九百家樂，使乜自己開車去拎卡豪啊？豪華巴士舒適又慳錢，華人職員親切招待，要去紅威大酒店發財，請同貴賓旅遊聯絡啦！記得貴賓旅遊嘅商標啊！
三藩市地址 Power 街1188號，電話7812828，或者同其他分公司聯絡。
港節睇7點半㗎。
我知。
點解蒜蓉辣椒蝦同豉椒炒蜆啊？
係啊。
要好好味㗎。
得。
哦，李錦記蒜蓉辣椒醬，仲有酸辣豆豉醬添。
一齊煮啦！如果唔係有李錦記啊，拍車要睇午夜場啦。
不如慢慢嘆，就睇午夜場啦。
李錦記調味品，方便又好味。The home of the pizza.
Tell you what, mate, I'm knackered. Knocking off at the end of the day, girls with long blonde hair.
Winning a pony down at the dogs and having a good swear.
Doing the walks of the land before, a bunker full up with coal.
Jelly bills and cockles, on top of scoring a goal. Having a salt
in every pool,
a Turkish pie,
and a pint of courage best. That's what I like. Standing here, having a beer, he knows how to pull a pint the best. Now listen here, it's lovely and clear and stands alone from all the rest. It's screaming cold
and really a classic.
It quenches your thirst.
You ain't brassy.
It's smooth and smashing,
tasty and great.
And drawn and handsome.
Cheers, mate.
It's courage best. That's what I like.
Imperial, famous brands doing famously.
Our video pick of the week, a wicked movie about the games men play.
Women. Nice ones, the most frigid of the race. It doesn't matter in the end. Inside, they're all the same. Meat and gristle and hatred.
Ebert's Video Pick of the Week is brought to you by Nestle Raisinets. At the movies or at home, Raisinets.
Grip.
And the New Orleans fans are cheering for him naturally because he's from nearby Lafayette, Louisiana. And here, the Don Carter House, we came hours before our telecast, and there was the longest line I've ever seen of people waiting to get in. And of course, the establishments usually don't have that much seating room, Nelson.
Chris, more than 10,000 fans came through the turnstiles this week at Don Carter Lanes. That's a lot of people. Capacity crowd here today. Now Bowker trails by 20. Has a strike working.
another powerful one. He just rips him. Marked with a spare in the first. And, you know, he's trailing by only 10.
Roger has been around the bowling business a number of years. His father, Melvin, manages a bowling center in Rockford, Illinois. He has two brothers, Al and Ron, both 200 average players. Roger has always been a consistent player. This is his best finish regardless of what happens, and he's trying to make the most of it. This could really change his thinking about what he wants to do in a professional career. Right now, he's managing a bowling center in Ocala, Florida. To even the match, one more strike.
Finished with 12th in Cleveland in 1977. We're in our championship matches. They're bowling for $58,000. We'll be back.
A fast qualifier, and I always do, and it paid off.
It sure did. And standing next to us, Jeff Hope and Elizabeth Williams, Miss Campbell again, bringing out your check. This one for $15,000, the largest winner's purse ever for a monster truck event or event series, and that has to make it worth it for you.
Thank you very much, Brett. It's been a long, hard battle. I'm glad it's finally over. Thank you.
In a point series in which the lead changed.
Stylish and now one of the best values in America. Yes, for a limited time, buy the Super NES Super Set and get 5 complete Mario games standard. Mario! You'll find the Super Set is like no other system. In performance, handling, and mode 7 control, you'll get Super Mario World, and for $3.50 in postage, Super Mario All-Stars free with 4 Mario games in 1. Mario. So stop by your Nintendo dealer today. When it comes to value, don't forget Super Nintendo Super Set.
My family. We inherited the same unmanageable hair. Good thing we also inherited VO5 shampoo. 5 special ingredients.
From Touchstone Pictures, Larry Burroughs was destined for an ordinary life. Then someone special. Are you an angel? Changed his destiny. Welcome to your new life.
Darling, you're home.
God help me. But Larry Burroughs would give it all up.
Ellen!
For the woman he left behind.
I just want to be with you, like we were before.
It just wasn't meant to be.
James Belushi, Michael Caine.
It was meant to be.
Mr. Destiny, rated PG-13. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
On March 16th, folks from Saturn got up a little earlier than usual. See, it was our chance to watch the cars we built here arrive on the other side of an ocean. 10 years ago, we all knew it was a risk, building a new American car. It was pretty much sink or swim. I guess you could say we just swam all the way to Japan.
Find out. Nobody knows how far he or she can go in any sphere of Soviet life at the moment, but a lot of people are trying very hard to find out how far they can go. In Estonia, a group of intellectuals has called for something akin to economic autonomy. A lot of Estonians are saying we would like to be autonomous within the Soviet Union. To one degree, they're being moderate, and they're not saying we want to secede, but on the other to the other degree, they're saying we want to have our own lifestyle.
Secession would be the red line, certainly, or that is any movement toward that. I mean,
but in principle, isn't secession possible? I mean,
under the Constitution.
Under the Constitution, yes. all these republics voluntarily joined
the Soviet
Constitution. All these republics voluntarily joined the Soviet Union and could voluntarily leave it.
But the Soviet Constitution makes wonderful reading. There are lots of interesting articles in it. My favorite is the one that provides for the privacy of private communications, telephone conversations.
Yes.
So much for that. But I think that...
Well, there's never more than 3 people on the same line.
Right. You know, each national group has its own relationship with the Great Russians. It's very difficult to make a generalization.
What do you mean by Great Russians?
Well, the Great Russians meaning the ethnic Russians. We speak of Russians
not a value judgment.
meaning Soviet citizens, but in fact about half the Soviet population is ethnically Russian. The rest are sprinkled among more than 100 nationalities who have, many of whom retain their own languages and their own cultures. And if you go to Moldavia, for example, you find a much more accommodating atmosphere between Moldavians and Russians. I remember being there once in the party newspaper. It was the Moldavian language newspaper in Chisinau, and the editor was speaking to his secretaries in Russian, even though they were all Moldavians. And I asked him, I said, why are you doing this? Why don't you speak Moldavian? He said, that's the language for the home. Russian's the language for business.
Well, if you're Gorbachev, how do you know how far to let this go? I mean, how do you know how far to let the string
This is a dangerous area.
Dangerous game. It's a dangerous game.
All these games are dangerous, but right now his greatest skill is that he's a very good improviser. I think in the Baltic states, in some ways, the whole idea of glasnost has hit the regime from behind. Because if in the rest of the country there are a lot of things that you can discuss, but you would not end up questioning the legitimacy of the regime. In the Baltic states, they are now admitting that...
If I'm really honest with myself, it sure must be nice being the good guy.
Ralph, you are bad guy, but this does not mean you're bad guy.
I don't want to be the bad guy anymore.
Ralph abandoned his game.
Welcome to Game Central Station.
Bad guy coming.
Everything changes now.
When I eat a York peppermint patty, I get the sensation of being at the top of a cold and wintry mountain, alone.
York peppermint patty, get the sensation.
When I eat a York peppermint patty, I get the sensation of a cool breeze billowing through my hair and across my long white dress. Oh.
York peppermint patty, get the sensation from Peter Paul.
Menu Master gives you the freedom to eat well when you please.
Menu Master have specially created a range of balanced and satisfying meals with all the trimmings complete on a plate, like new gammon steak platter. Juicy gammon steaks garnished with pineapple and served with jacket potatoes, peas, and baby carrots. Or roast chicken platter. Complete meals from Menu Master.
Feeling that you're in the mood for, whoa, $2,500 savings on the Mazda Protege at Roger Burdick Mazda. Protege, it's peppy, great looking, and extremely economical, especially with a new $2,500 discount. And here's great news on the Mazda 627.
Emmett Smith and Lynn Swan.
Verifying on 2 or 3 more. Now remember, guys, you got to pre-order this. That's 18 signatures on one piece for only $11.99. That's the biggest steal I've ever seen.
Lynn, when you look at the value of the autographs, and you look at a Montana, people pay $1,500 for just a Montana lithograph, limited to 500, limited to 1,000. Then you take a look at a guy named Lynn Swan. Why am I focusing on Lynn Swan? Lynn Swan has never, ever attended a card show. Lynn Swan has never, ever attended a private signing. Lynn Swan has been offered hundreds of thousands of dollars for autographs. I don't know why. Maybe he was the Bill Russell of the National Football League. The guy wouldn't sign for fans. The guy wouldn't sign for friends. The guy simply did not sign autographs. I don't know if it was a personal thing. I don't know if it was a religious thing. This is the first and only appearance he is ever going to be making. He is signing each piece. His autograph alone is a true rarity that will only be available on a piece like this.
Got to dial in. Verifying on another one. Verifying on 2 more right there. Now remember, this is going to be limited to as many as are ordered.
With a maximum.
Maximum of 200, which to me, only 4 per state on a piece signed by 18 Super Bowl MVPs. This is incredible. $11.99. This is incredible.
I mean, you take a look.
I mean, look at right here. Montana, Aikman, Namath, Lynn Swan, Jerry Rice, Jim Plunkett, Freddie Bolitnikoff. Look at the Hall of Famers I'm naming. And the future ones. Emmett Smith, Lenny Dawson, Marcus Allen. Oh, man, is this going to be... Will it be done like in silver, do you know, or...
It's going to be signed the back. This is actually a match print. It's going to be, each piece is going to be signed in blue Sharpie, blue vis-a-vis. They're each going to be signing underneath, so it actually forms a lineup of each of the individual signatures all together. They're all going to be signed either above to the side, so where it has the logo MVP, the Super Bowl trophy, and the MVP, they're all going to be signed under or next to their name in there. When you look and listen, you had an unbelievable...
We now return to the real Ghostbuster.
It's time to rock in the new millennium. Rhino Records presents Millennium Classic Rock Party. 20 classic rock anthems on one fist-bumping CD or cassette. You'll rock out to Queen, Peter Frampton, and Tall. 20 hits from rock's hottest stars. Alice Cooper, and Bowie. Millennium Classic Rock Party will have you standing on your chair with your lighter in the air, with songs like Rockin' Me. Don't Stop. And of course, Free Bird. This is the one CD you'll need to get the party rocking and keep it going into the next century. Millennium Classic Rock Party is every song you jam to in your shag-carpeted van, sounding better than your 8-tracks ever could. No other collection has ever put so many rock legends in one place. Only from Rhino Records. Rock on. To order, call the number on your screen or send check or money order to the address shown.
Kitty's life for me. Ahoy, fellow Week fans. Eek the Cat here, reminding you to join me this Saturday when I recall my adventures as a wee lad aboard the ship of the whining Pirates of Tortuga. Don't miss this swashbuckling adventure this Saturday on Fox.
Friday, one soul forced to barter with the devil. The other casts a light on the future from the Twilight Zone. And on Dallas,
I want Mandy Winger out of the picture.
will JR pay the price to keep his son? Then
Videotape, which we made, of course, during the scuffle, just a few minutes back. And you can look again, including you folks at home and in the audience, at the action and see if there's anything you might have missed. 17th century.
I must have missed Sam because I could
lower it a little more because we want the panel to be able to see it. We also want the studio audience to be able to see it. Is that all right?
Bring it down a bit more.
Yeah, bring it down quite a bit. So
just a bit more.
We got. Wait! Oh, gee! Wow! Hey guys,
Be careful.
You want to stop tape?
What do you think you're doing? Don't tell me to be careful.
Wait, hold it. Stop tape. These guys were on strike and went to their head. You know. Wait a minute.
It's a 300-year-old chandelier. Take it easy.
300 years old.
Look, don't tell me to take it easy. We know what we're doing.
No, wait a minute. When you guys hold it down.
I'm not making the trouble. Vic, he's making the trouble.
The audience. Okay, cool.
Will you get out of here?
Hey, cut it out! Holy jeez! Wait a minute. Come on, cut it out, you guys. Hey, you guys, look out! Holy! Hey, look out! Oh. Hey, come on, you guys, knock it off! Oh, look out! Holy no! Hey, come on! Look out! Hey, stop these guys! Will you get them over there? As some of you. Fellas, congratulations again. Thank you for a very realistic, convincing job. And panel, you're quite accurate witnesses. Of course, in a real courtroom, you'd have 37 questions instead of these 4 fairly simple ones, but it does show that sometimes, I don't know what it shows, but it was a lot of fun, and we'll be right back. Thank you, Marty.
I've got a secret returns after these words.
We're a little late, so we have our guest out here. What is your name, sir?
My name is Lou Starr.
Lou Starr, where are you from?
Hollywood, California.
A Hollywood Star, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Starr, panel, was the first man to do something on the radio. If you'll whisper your secret to me, Mr. Starr, we'll let the audience know what it was. Ah.
Somebody used to be on the radio?
Okay, panel, the audience knows what the secret is. As I said, something he was the first person to do on the radio.
Do you imagine Christmas without a trip to Boots?
In the world's toughest city, the mob and a gang of rogue cops have taken over. The government knew it would take more than an army to stop them. So they sent one man.
I was originally hired as a games tester because they didn't need a music thing because they were just starting out. And I said, look, whenever you need music, let me know. I'll do it for free. If you don't like it, don't use it, don't pay me, whatever. I'll do it for free.
And Tommy's persistence soon pays off.
I'd bug them every single day. And finally, they gave me a shot to do music for a game called Prince of Persia. And I learned everything I could, and I sat down with the programmer. I didn't know anything, but I knew music. And we implemented it, and the rest is history, as they would say.
Back in Japan, Masiya begins a career of his own.
I was a signed artist with Sony Music. I was composing music by using computer. And I have the partner, female singer, and just a two-people band.
But the regular musician gets an itch.
I wanted to do much more something. So game will be very easy to combine the various kinds of impressions together. So I moved to the game industry.
Back in America, Tommy begins to gain notoriety. And a big part of that is due to an earthworm named...
So that was really fun. And I'd come up with the voicings, the sound effects, and music was kind of wacky and zany.
Earthworm Jim is so successful that a sequel is made. Wow! Around the same time, Masiya gets a letter that will jumpstart his music career.
I got a letter from Vice President of the Sony Computer, Japan. In the letter was, I want to make something on the PlayStation. That's it.
How can I do that? And development of a strange new PlayStation game begins in secret.
And during the development of the Purple One, almost no one didn't know about that.
You gotta do what? I gotta believe!
And the very end of the development, still the many people didn't think.
Here's Christmas, the late movie at midnight.
World Very Merry Christmas Parade, brought to you by Kissimmee St. Cloud, Florida, the vacation destination in the middle of Central Florida's best attractions. Location is our biggest attraction. The new glow-in-the-dark Reach toothbrush in a great gang of glorious glowing colors. New glow-in-the-dark Reach. And Kellogg's, proud sponsor of our 1992 Olympic team, helping make Olympic dreams come true.
Where? Ah, there he is. He's getting blow-dried and brushed. He's pulling away. Oh, so he doesn't like it? Is that right? How do you know? Do you come here often? It does? Thank you. And goodbye to you too, doggy. You look great. Everything here is related to pets. I'm amazed by the size of this place. Everyone seems so energetic. It's 5 o'clock. The sun's going down.
Hello,
And now, time to slow down and relax. There's the ocean.
.240's out. Who's reporting?
Hey, Mr. Wall.
This is what the finished machine will look like. PLT stands for Princeton Large Torus, and it's 13 million bucks worth. This wooden model isn't just for show either. It's got a purpose.
Can you get under there a minute, Joe? Underneath the vacuum vessel?
The conductors that will be needed to weave PLT's magnetic web round its plasma are extremely complex. The only way to work out the right order to assemble them was to build a model and try it.
All right. A little bit more.
The fusion program in the United States, over the course of the past 22 years, has spent about $500 million. Research and development in energy requires a great deal of time and money. If one takes a look...
That. Oh, those. Okay, the Scooby thing. That. Okay. Oh, those glasses! Buy those! I want those! Oh yeah, get in there.
At CartoonNetwork.com, not everything's for sale, but a lot is. Check out shop.cartoonnetwork.com and buy cool stuff from Scooby and the Powerpuff Girls to all your favorites. CartoonNetwork.com. Your click is our command.
I go with them some more, okay?
Cut it! Mickey, wait! I love that song! With yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down to there, she would merengue. Won't do the chatty on. We robbed the bank, all right. Go ahead. Keep an eye on the door, will you? Try it, Leon.
Now, when Tilly and Reinhold are together, as you can see in that one scene in the little restaurant, Offbeat is on the mark. Tilly is incandescent, Reinhold likable. I just got tired after a while of all the cop dancing material we get during the middle of this movie. And the final action sequence, because I thought it was so predictable that we were going to get one, bored me to tears. So, two appealing actors in a script that, for me, runs out of gas.
I think we're in disagreement on this movie. I liked it a whole lot. I liked both the comedy and the relationship. And you kind of give the impression that Meg Tilly and Judge Reinhold don't have a lot of scenes together. They have 4 or 5 really nice scenes, including the dinner scene.
Well, there's
where
one
they
nice
make wine and dance with each other.
There's one nice one on the stairs. They have a kiss. Yeah. It is actually sweet and lovely.
This is a great relationship between the two of them. The final action scene, I don't know. It wasn't predictable to me because it wasn't really an action scene. It was a character scene. You have that great actor, Harvey Keitel, and his partner there. Yeah. He's got the rabbit's foot hanging from his revolver. His partner is requesting tunes from the organist in the bank lobby. I thought it was offbeat.
We know that that's going to lead up to that. At least we don't know that it's going to lead up to it. We actually hope that it will lead up to a sweet scene between the two of them. Unfortunately, it leads up to that big action scene because that's the detail that she works on, so we're going to get that kind of thing. Plus, didn't you think all the dancing material in the middle could have been cut down just a little bit?
Not really, because I like
a little bit of a
No, and I'll tell you why not. Because I like the fact that these tough macho cops are trying to get along with the less than macho dance instructor, and I enjoyed
got that for
too.
30 seconds, and it went on for minutes and minutes and minutes.
I tell you, I thought it was a pleasant movie, and I enjoyed it. Next at the movies, the tale of a would-be actress and the pizza delivery man in modern Los Angeles.
You're easy to please.
What do you mean, does an experienced leading lady live here? What are you talking about? Don't you know how to make an obscene...
Physical and emotional.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare some war. I won't let anything harm you. I love her.
Megan's not a person, Katie.
You don't get to say that.
Things that you can play with me, you better watch your back. The last thing that you hear will be my life.
Megan, what are you doing?
Couldn't sleep. Occupational hazard.
Got your full attention.
No! Stop!
What the hell is that?
You should probably run.
So, panel, your votes are all in. Kitty voted for number 2, and the rest of you all voted for number 3. So now let's see how our studio audience jury made out. Mr. Foreman, have you reached a verdict?
Yes, Bud, we have.
And how did your jury vote?
Number 2, no votes. Number 1, 1 vote. Number 3, 11 votes.
That means, of course, the jury voted for number 3. Now, we'll find out which of these 3 ladies, in truth, is the physician. Will the real Dr. Mary Lovelace please stand up? Thank you very much. All 3 of them had memorized a solid definition. And you just happened to ask Dr. Lovelace.
Really?
Number 1, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Pauline Rush Evans, and I'm a book editor in Richfield, Connecticut.
And number 2, what is your real name and what do you do?
My name is Catherine Fulcher, and I'm a switchboard operator in an apartment house in Manhattan.
Thank you. Checking the score, we find 1 incorrect vote, but that's worth at least $100 to you. And we do thank you very much for gracing our show, and I hope you had as good a time as you gave us. Goodbye, and God bless you. We'll be back to our show in just a minute, but first, let's listen to this very important message.
Your pet's little performances leave your carpet covered with hair and odor. Get Arm & Hammer Pet Fresh Carpet and Room Deodorizer Powder and Vacuum-Free Foam.
Both have baking soda and pet hair release. Our powder eliminates deep down odors, and pet hair vacuums up easily.
When you can't vacuum, use Pet Fresh Vacuum-Free Foam to eliminate odors, and its pet hair release goes to work when you do vacuum. Next time your pets put on a show, enjoy.
Pet Fresh Powder and Vacuum-Free Foam with pet hair release.
What kind of people are these?
Joel Siegel of ABC TV calls Goodfellas incredibly powerful, one of the year's best. Michael Medved of Sneak Previews calls it dazzling, unforgettable. It could be Scorsese's greatest film. And Jeff Craig of 60 Second Preview says it's the richest gangster movie since Godfather 2. Goodfellas, rated R, starts Friday, September 21st at a theater near you.
ある時は映画俳優、ある時は実業家、まさに7つの顔を持つ男、007漬物より愛を込め。以上、豪華3本立て、本日大公開。